Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Hope you're all doing well this fine Wednesday. My camera thing situated here. Probably take this off since it's a little warm in here now. Hope everyone's having a lovely, wonderful, fine day. Barely get this off. Can't remember the name of, I think it's called Kibbe body types. I've got the one with the widest shoulders, like the widest part of me is my shoulders. I think it's a natural body type. I can't remember. Same as Jennifer Aniston, whatever one she is. Those were fun. My friend Jessa told me about those, and I'm just like, oh, this is so interesting. It helps you like learn to dress for your specific body type. I don't know. How cool. All right, so yeah, I missed Friday because it was my birthday. My mom was here. We had a lovely time. We went thrift shopping. We had 3 games for my boys on Friday. We had 1 baseball game for Wrigley, and the second that was over, we jetted over to Boston's tournament for basketball. They won the first game, making them undefeated for the season, and then that put them in the championship, and then they won the championship. But the championship game was like tied all the way up through the third quarter. It's like we'd make a basket, then the other team would make a basket, then they'd make a basket, we'd make a basket. It was just like, So by the fourth quarter, I think we had doubled the score. It was like 16-32. So I was like, okay, I can breathe now. This is why I don't really follow any professional sports teams. I just get too invested, and it's not good. Thank you so much, Scarlett. I appreciate that. Yeah, today we're going to be doing a free collective reading, and then on Friday we are going to be doing or diving into the like lunar eclipse energies, and I have a different way of doing them than I did in the past, or than maybe different other readers and psychics, intuitives, whatever you want to call this thing going on here. I have a different way of doing it. I don't just tune into the energies that this is like a make or break it. I tune into the energies basically to know what the cosmos or the matrix, I guess you could say, has planned for us, because just my own personal tune in that astrology is basically the matrix being decoded for each of us. And you all know how I feel about the matrix by now, right? I'm not saying our birth information is bad or that we can't benefit from it in any way. Yes, we can. But I like to take the approach that we can, I don't know, transcend it by setting very specific intentions. And that's where our free will comes in. Our free will isn't just a given. It's something we have to exercise daily and really, gain that muscle with our intuition to, know what's best for us and to go on the path that's best for us. But again, it's all about setting intention. And setting intention is basically like you putting your order in and saying, this is what I expect. Like when you go to a restaurant, you can't just usually you don't just allow whatever's going to find its way to your table to find its way to your table. You usually look through the options available, right? The astrology, we'll put it that way for this example. You look through the options available and you're like, I think I'm going to go with this. And then you tell the person that's taking the order, this is what I would like to experience. And, I'd say 9 times out of 10, you get pretty close to what you ordered or what you were expecting. But you have to put that intention and then take the action of, placing that order and, knowing that you're going to pay for the meal when all is said and done, all that fun stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of that going on. And we're going to tune into that more specifically on Friday. But today's reading, I'm going to do some shout outs to everybody who's here. And then we're going to get into just a collective reading. Anyone experiencing anything? Anything at all? What's going on for you energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally? Let us know in the chat and we can discuss. One thing that I have been experiencing is just weird. I don't know. I have a weird thing with food now. Like I just don't know what to eat. Nothing ever sounds good. And then when I do eat something, even if it's healthy, I just don't feel good eating anything. I'm still eating, obviously, because I want to keep going. But I mean, it's just I've got this weird thing. I really do want to get in on some sort of detox. And thank you so much, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. And Brianna had mentioned something about a fast that you were doing. Yeah, I've been called to fast, and I just kind of intuitively or naturally do intermittent fasting without even I've been doing that since I even knew what intermittent fasting was. Mucus free fast. There we go. I'm writing that down because yeah, I want to clear out I want to do like an anti-inflammation kind of lifestyle. I don't know. So what's it called? Mucus free fast. I'm writing it down so I can look it up, putting stars around it so I don't forget. Yeah, I'm just ready to cleanse the physical vessel so that I can feel better in my body. I don't know, I just turned 41 and I'm feeling like certain aspects of like my physical reality are really great and then others not so great. So I want to kind of find the balance in between all of that. Health and love tips seem to be really coming through that, and so many new bright colorful birds have showed up in my yard. That's so cool. I love that. Oh, they're not supposed to be in your area. Oh, that could have to do with like the magnetic poles shifting, possibly. But let me do some shout outs. I'm going to scroll back up and then we'll get back down toward the more recent comments here. So we got Suzanne. Yes, Suzanne is here. Hello, Cheyenne, Mr. Floyd, Scarlett, Marlene V, Banana Anna S is here, Tunisia, Brianna. Hello, hello. All right. So yeah, Mr. Floyd. Oh, it will change my entire life. I'm ready for it. I am ready for just feeling good in my body, and I've been wanting to get back into some smoothies and stuff because just eating food, like any kind of like I don't know, processed restaurant food, I just feel like complete garbage afterwards, and I'm not about that life anymore. Not at all. I just want something that makes me feel energized and revitalized and good. Like, yes. I know I'm too lazy for smoothies too. I ran out of spinach, so I just use cauliflower rice. Like how they rice up the cauliflower. And I used ice and let's see what else. So I used strawberries, banana, my protein powder stuff, flax seeds, chia seeds, turmeric, and pepper. And I put the pepper in, like pepper in a smoothie, because it activates or really enhances the turmeric. So yeah, and I also put matcha powder or however you say that, in there as well. Maca powder, not matcha powder, maca powder. Yeah, I hate the taste of that stuff by itself, but in a smoothie you can't taste it and it's pretty fine. All right, so let's see. Oh no, job loss for Mr. Floyd, possibly losing my apartment. Power is possibly being turned off next week. Oh no, oh no. Sending you good vibes for everything to be worked out for your highest and best potential and highest good. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, everybody. And your only living family member has a vax injury that has taken his memory. I'm so sorry for that. That's got to be very difficult. Yeah, it's a lot. Being out there right now in the human meat suit, trying to make it through the day is kind of a tall order. It's a pretty difficult thing these days. So anyone who's making it and even just barely making it right now, just pat yourself on the back for, continuing to show up for yourself, continuing to show up for humanity, because this is not an easy game that we are playing right now, that's for sure. But let's just see. Tuning in just to the energies and what everybody's experiencing right now and the coming, I just want to say the coming months almost, but these kind of, I guess not daily, but like more couple times a week messages that I do usually aren't for months at a time, but I just felt the call to say months. Okay, wow. So we have the world. So there's major timeline shifts. I see this almost like a timeline or something linear. It's like the world is being rolled out as a path or like a red carpet almost. But we're about to close out a cycle, closing of finish lines. There's a lot of planetary cycles going on right now that are ending as well. So this to me feels like could be past karma and stuff that was wrapped up with soul contracts are closing out. Could be completing some sort of project for Mr. Floyd's potential there. This could just be closing out that job. But she looks very serene and calm as these changes, as these shifts are taking place. Even if on some level you're feeling a little stress and anxiety about what's going on, there is this underlying calm of serenity that you have access to. So just trying to tune into that serenity, even if it feels like everything is falling apart. What I'm hearing is everything is falling into place. And just give me a moment. I had really dry hands, so the bipolar weather that we've had going on outside. Sorry for that. Let me turn off my ringer. The bipolar weather really does a number on my skin. So all right, there we have it with that card. Let's get some additional guidance for just the current energies. What's coming up for us in the coming months as well? Yeah, the moon. The moon distorts things. And it's very interesting. Those of you who've been here for a moment, you know how I feel about the moon, how it's not a natural construct. It's more of an artificial, possibly satellite, possible control system that really helps control this matrix. I don't know. I don't really get a good vibe. And even when I got the best vibes from the moon, they weren't the best vibes, if that makes any sense. The moon has always intrigued me, but it's always kind of put up a red flag in the background for me. I don't know why that is. Ever since I was a kid, it almost just felt like, I don't know, it doesn't belong there, or there's something about it that's dark or twisted or not in our best interest. But this is us being able, instead of looking at the illusion through, the reflection, this is us turning to face the thing directly. Whether this is something within us, something that's being projected, usually when you have confrontation with other people, that's a mirror to what's going on the inside. So instead of trying to decode the other person, the reflection of what's going on inside of us, but on the external, this is about us taking it internal and getting to the truth of something, from our own inner guidance rather than trying to decode and transform and transfigure and try to figure out everything on a level that is outside of us, or in that proof is in the pudding, in the external reality is really what I see. Oh yeah, it might have been dragged here after Tiamat blew up and became the asteroid belt. Yeah, I mean, that's something I've heard, and tuning in, we could probably do a reading, just like, what is the moon? What's the purpose it serves? Is there any benefit? I'm sure we can find any kind of silver lining with anything going on in this matrix. We can still find, like, I don't know, cheat codes or silver linings to everything that could possibly be nefarious. And even us setting intentions to make it work for us rather than against us. I'm sure we have more power in this situation than we want to say we do. So yeah, this is about us taking our power back. But let's just see for this moon energy. Ooh, one went flopping. Yeah, especially when we're saying about that reflection of what's going on the inside being reflected, specifically for some of you watching in a romantic relationship. There could be, I'm seeing very two different ends of the spectrum. Some of you may be very triggered by your significant other, or everything they do is annoying you, or you just don't want to be around them. But I'm seeing the other end of the spectrum where you're feeling closer than ever, you're laughing more, you're having fun, you're hanging out more. You're just getting to know each other more. And those of you that don't really have a significant other, this just could be a significant person in your life. Those of you that do have a significant other, it also could be another significant person in your life. But I would say that role is also filled by that significant other in your life. And, they could be triggering both good and bad things within you to come out to the surface. And, it's not their fault. They're just there to fill the role for that internal, shift that you're going through in this incarnation. But let's see, anything else we need to know? Our wonderful collective. I'm dropping every card. So it's almost like that Mercury retrograde energy of you have it, then it falls, then you got to go get it again. So it's almost like you got to work double duty to make something happen for yourself. And this kind of landed like face, reverse, I should say. It was face down, but it was also in the reverse. So you're going to have to work, not only something you drop, you got to pick it back up. You then gotta turn it over and then also flip it upright. So there's extra work, extra steps involved in just trying to go about your day-to-day existence. So there could be some minor, or for some of you, major inconsistencies and inconveniences going on that you're gonna have to head scratcher, like unpuzzle or deconstruct something to make it make sense. You've been on a technology fast, limiting yourself to a specific amount of hours per day, pulling out my headphones, no music with lyrics. I feel so much better. Yes, right. I've been doing the same. Like, I usually will listen to an audiobook or a podcast as I do things, or even music a lot of times. But I've realized, even just driving to baseball, we had to drive a town over for baseball last night. And I'm just like, I don't even want to listen to music. I just want to hear the sounds of whatever's going on. Yeah. And there is, with this energy, it's walking away from the things that may have been feeling like, oh, this used to comfort me, but now it's not really comforting me, or it's giving me that sensory overload. And this is the thing with us as humans, especially in this day and age with all these distractions, all this technology. Think back to when a lot of us were children. We couldn't just watch our favorite movie on demand unless we owned the movie. And half the time we'd then have to rewind it back to the beginning because it was, not rewound. It was a tape. But now it's like you have instant access to anything you could want to listen to or watch or consume in some way. Even to learn something, you don't have to go down to the library and check out a book to try to learn it, or, wait, a couple months until that class comes around at the university or whatever. You can just go on Skillshare or go on YouTube University, as I like to call it, and learn anything. And that's amazing. And we can totally take advantage of that. But at the same time, I think so many of us are just in absolute consumer overload with the content we consume, with the food we consume, with just the day-to-day racket and noise of those of you specifically that have to work a 9 to 5, or you have to be out and about a lot. Even if you are an extroverted person, it can start to weigh you down, wear you down. And energetically speaking, I think so many of us right now are just kind of at this tipping point where we need to cut back on just distractions or sensory, overload stuff, right? And this is about walking away specifically from the things that are not emotionally fulfilling you. That could be music, like Brianna was saying, music with lyrics. Sometimes, especially if we're trying to focus on something, like I'll listen to a lot of music when I'm writing, but sometimes when it's a song, even if it's a song I've heard a lot, when the lyrics get involved, it kind of pulls my focus out of what I'm trying to focus on, and I'm then focusing on the music. I love writing to listening to music, but there's some, like, they call it, I think the channel's called Super Slow, and they take a song. They took the song by Imogen Heap. I forget the name of it. It's the one, crop circles in the carpet, something. It's so absolutely beautiful. They slow it down 800% and they make the song like 20 minutes long. But because it's already just like an a cappella song, I want to know the name of it. I want to show you guys. Listening to, just changing the way you listen to music. You can still listen to music with lyrics. And another one I listened to is Nirvana's song Something in the Way, but slowed down 800%. Let's see. Imogen Heap 800%. Hide and Seek, that's the name of the song. It just came to me. Yeah. It's called Super Slow. SUPAH Slow. Yeah. And it's just 800% slower. Imogen Heap, Hide and Seek. It sounds almost otherworldly when you listen to this song on Super Slow. You'll have to try it out. Let me know what you think. I'm obsessed with that song, and I think it's by the same person. Let me see. 800 Nirvana. Something in the Way. But that song, Something in the Way, plays a major role in, that one is actually by Angel Musification. And that channel, Angel Musification, has a lot of, the Beatles songs, and they put them at 432 hertz, so they're not that, like, slightly off hertz that don't resonate with us. But the music here that this person has converted and then slowed down 800%, it makes you feel like you're in another world. Listening to chimes. I love just sitting out in my backyard listening to the birds and the squirrels chittering and, that kind of thing. Or if I go down to the river, I just listen to the river going by. Oh, you quit cannabis this week. That's very interesting. I've never personally, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on the internet, like literally have never even tried pot one day of my life. Just never has resonated with me, just never wanted to try it. And I used to hang out with some pretty hardcore potheads back in the day, but nope. Didn't ever have any interest in trying it. But one thing I've tuned in lately is that the cannabis that may have been around in the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, and before that, of course, too, is vastly different. The way that they, especially those of you getting your cannabis at dispensaries, I would just be very weary because they're putting a lot of things in it that shouldn't be in there. We'll just put it that way. Yeah. It's not something I've ever talked about because it's not a part of my daily reality. But I know a lot of people, especially that are in the more spiritual community, do like their cannabis for different things. And let me just say, there's things in it that shouldn't be. We'll just put it that way. So it's probably good that you're not doing that, or you're quitting that this week, Mr. Floyd. That's awesome. Again, no judgment to anybody. I mean, some of my best friends were like the biggest potheads you've ever met. Yeah, I don't like it. Just the smell of it is not my thing, and I've never been a smoker of any kind, so it just doesn't resonate with me. And even back when like my friends would make like pot brownies and stuff, I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't like feeling not myself. I don't like to be like out of it in some way. Yeah, I've only been drunk a handful of times as well, and all of them, just so y'all know, were after I turned 21 because I was that guy. I followed the rules. I don't so much, I mean, I follow the laws, but I don't understand some laws. Like, what's going on with that? But yeah, I'm a pretty straight shooter, I guess. Yeah, hello, Amber. Aw, Florence has been in bed all day. All right, so let's see, what else do we need to know? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune and then the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about finding that balance. We're turning over a new leaf because we've got two cards about changing of cycle or starting something new, ending one thing, starting another. So those of you that are feeling that overwhelm right now, we're about to turn over a new leaf, but it's going to feel very chaotic and out of balance for a while. I would say especially till probably about a week after Mercury goes direct again, we're all going to maybe be feeling a little off kilter, a little off balance. But after that, as long as we're cutting out the things that are no longer emotionally fulfilling or walking away from them or maybe putting them on the back burner for a while, doesn't mean we can't come back to these people, situations, whatever it is. But just taking a respite, taking a break is going to be in our best interest. Right? Anything else we need to know about the current energies? Yeah, Nine of Wands. We're so close to the finish line with something. Like, you know, these two cycle cards, where did I put them? Here they are. Yeah, we're definitely on the tail end of finishing out something. And I have a feeling it's going to have to do with our relationships, with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups combo here, and also with our belief systems. What we believe to be true might be, you know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now, we believe the complete opposite, or we just no longer resonate with certain people, certain things, certain beliefs anymore because we're seeing through to the truth of it. And the best way for you to get to the truth of any situation is to stop going to all these outside sources for, you know, your ultimate truth, because that can only be found within. Of course, once you know or really sense that ultimate truth and then you start seeing validation of it in external sources, I'd say that's probably your best bet rather than going to seek that validation first and then start to get it within. Yeah, but that might be part of this balancing act that we're doing right now, is finding that balance between trusting our own intuition and then getting that outside, you know, confirmation, validation, all of that. So it's not only me. Yeah. Yeah. It does feel very helpful. I would agree with that. That to me feels very accurate, that this retrograde is being helpful, not pleasant, but helpful, as Scarlett has pointed out here. Because it's really pointing out the things, the habits, the toxicities, the relationships that just aren't vibing with where we're currently resonating. This, you know, stuff that we're seeing in our external reality, and that includes your relationships, your job, the way your home is decorated, the things you're wearing, your, you know, way you're dressed up, and these are all manifestations of your past. So if you have done a lot of inner work lately, or you've had a lot of transformations lately, a lot of that external reality just isn't going to vibe with who you are now. And it's going to take this kind of lag effect for it all to catch up. But you can start taking action. If your external, say your office, let's just take my office here, for example, it's no longer completely vibing with me. It's a little cluttered over here. Some of the stuff over here on my, cork board, just, I'm like, I'm sick of looking at that. It's time for a refresh. It's time to clean house, literally, physically, metaphorically, all the things. We're ready to clean some house. Of course, it's hard to get all gung-ho on a project like this, like cleaning house, cleaning our aura, changing our look, whatever it is, during a Mercury retrograde. It can be very difficult because we might change our mind then when Mercury goes direct again, like, ooh, actually, I shouldn't have messed with it. I should have just left it as it was. So, of course, you know, you're careening on the edge of one thing or another or another or another. So just ride the wave until you feel there's more stability under your feet to really make some things happen. And I'm actually seeing this as, those of you that are like clearing clutter or cleaning, like deep cleaning, that's one thing. You're not going to ever regret cleaning your house. But decluttering and maybe purging items, I would say there's things you're kind of on the fence about, maybe hold on to those, put them in a box kind of as a maybe. And then once Mercury is well on its way back direct, let's say a week after Mercury goes direct, then make your final decision on that box of maybe items, because trying to declutter and purge and do all that during Mercury retrograde, you then get rid of it before Mercury's direct, there might be an item or two in that box that you kind of regret getting rid of, or the second you get rid of it, you actually realize, hey, I could be using that. I guess an example that just came to my mind would be like, I got rid of a whole bunch of like baseball caps from my boys, from me, just get them out of here. There's so much stuff around here. I just want to get it out. And the other day, I'm like, I actually could use that baseball cap that I just got rid of to keep the sun out of my face. But no problem, because I have another baseball cap I found in my closet that I totally forgot about that I can now use. And so really, I thought I had a problem, like, oh no, I should have kept that. But then I found the solution like the next day. So it was like a back and a forth, like a teeter-totter, almost like, oh no, oh wait, I'm good. But once, Mercury goes direct, it's like that teeter-totter isn't swinging so wildly. It's going to be more balanced. So that's what we're figuring out here over the coming days and weeks. All right, here we go. This one stabbed me in the hand. I want it. So to me, this feels like a bit of a challenge we're overcoming, because it kind of stabbed me in the palm here. So it says, seek a wise elder. So many of you, going back to that moon here, maybe some people who you thought were wise or had it all figured out. This could be people in your life, people you've been following online. This could be anybody. You're realizing that maybe they don't have everything figured out, or maybe they're not as on their high horse as I thought they were. And you're kind of seeing maybe through the illusion of some online leaders, spiritualists, and it doesn't have to be all just spiritual stuff. This could also be, someone who is, like if you're a painter, you following someone who's painting, and maybe their techniques, I can't even talk. Techniques just don't resonate with you anymore, or, whatever it is. You're kind of seeing through the illusion of these so-called gurus, or elders, or wise people, and you're seeing maybe they don't have it all figured out. Maybe I'm fine to just do my own inner guidance and get a better answer than something outside of me. So it's going to be a challenge here. You're presented here with a challenge to really tune in and see if you resonate with the same people you've always resonated with. Again, we're walking away from the things that just aren't it for us anymore. Maybe they were it for us before, but maybe they've run their course or served their purpose. Doesn't mean these people are bad, or that you're better than them, or they're worse than you, or any of that. It just means the vibe just isn't there anymore, and you're ready to move on. Possible I was tall, leggy, and hippie because I loved all those clothes, but they don't fit my 5'2" frame. I'm like 5'8", and I used to have really big trouble finding jeans that were long enough, or like pants that were long enough. So I'd have to shop in the tall section. But I noticed over probably the past, 10 years or so, the pants are long enough now. I don't know. I'm still the same height though, so I didn't like shrink or anything. I'm just waiting for the retrograde to get over. Plus we are waiting for our visa approval to come through. Yeah, hopefully that's not delayed just because of this retrograde. Cheyenne says, my question is in PayPal for later. If that's okay, please, Amanda. Absolutely. I can totally timestamp that for you. No worries, Cheyenne. All right, what else do we have? And we had a couple other donations come in I saw as we were going about our day. Just any guidance and wisdom. Here we are. So explore other realms. Okay. And this doesn't literally just have to be like meditation. This can be realms within like this reality, meaning, you're just trying new things, trying different foods, going to new places, talking to new people, just putting yourself out there in a different way, exploring. This is very explorer energy. And of course, if we're kind of on our own hero or heroine's journey here, there's going to be a lot of exploration to come, especially as we close out cycles and move on from the things that are just no longer it for us. That's what we're doing here. So yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. I mean, you don't have to make anything permanent. That's the thing, especially during Mercury retrograde. We don't want anything to be too permanent right this second. I mean, it can eventually become permanent. But for now, making major decisions about your life, if you can hold off a little longer, that would probably be best. But those that need to make a decision now, of course, using your inner guidance and going with your gut is always going to be your best bet. All right, so let's put these back. Make sure they're the right way, yes. And we have an ad coming in 17 seconds, so that should give us some breathing room between our collectives. See, everything's just not going in correctly. It's all flip-flopping and falling on the floor. Stop. This resonates with me so specifically. I just bought a new bookshelf and plan to redo my entire living space. New hairstyle, new diet, new daily routine. Yay, that's awesome. Yeah, I would say if you feel so inclined to just go for it. Go for it right now. And then, of course, once Mercury goes direct, you might be shifting some things or kind of revamping a few things. Or maybe you made it halfway to where you want it, and now after Mercury's direct, which I'm going to check the date on that so y'all know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, Mercury's been retrograde a hot minute now. It's usually only retrograde a 3-week period, but we have the week before it goes retrograde, the week after, where it's kind of in that weird shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. So you're still kind of feeling it, but not at full force. So I'm going to check, when is Mercury direct? Okay. So May 14th is, so from April 21st to May 14th. And so I would say till probably May 21st, it'll be when it's out of that shadow period and like off to the races. So we still have, 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks to, get our ish together over here, right? All right. So Cheyenne wants to be timestamp. So let's see. Oh, you'll be here. Okay. I see. My question is in PayPal for later, if that's okay, please. Oh, so maybe I just misunderstood what you wanted me to do. So do you want me to just go ahead and start with your reading then, Cheyenne? Because I can totally do that. Because you're first. You're first on the chopping block. She's here. Okay. I'm going to update our list right quick. Okay. I guess we had one other donation come in from Marlene V. So we're going to grab that for her. And that is our current lineup. No, you're totally fine, Cheyenne. No worries. Okay. There we have our lineup. So let's get to it for Cheyenne. Tuning into Cheyenne's energy. And I'm going to go over to my email and check out her question. And hi, Amanda. Hope you're well. I had a meeting with my boss today as we were going to use money from our budget to hire someone for 6 months, but she asked, would I prefer for that money to be used to keep me until August 2024 instead? I'm grateful for the security, but she said I'd be acting project manager. I'm considering saying yes to the offer, but I want to ask for an official title change after February if I'm leading the work. Can I please ask my authentic spirit guides if it's a good idea to take the extension, and will she grant the title change, please? Thank you. Yes, you're so welcome. Okay. So again, we were just kind of tuning into this like energy of, not making a final decision until, after the 21st. I mean, of course, if you in your gut already feel one way or another, I would say you're solid. Go that way. But let's just tune in and see what the cards say. Because as I was reading it, I was getting downloads of maybe not everything is set in stone, or maybe there's something that she has promised that she can't quite deliver on. If you do try to sign this contract during Mercury retrograde. And of course, because the extension is coming in, I would say if it's at all possible to wait on the title change until you're signing that, or, talking about to be signing that next contract. You're too sleepy and exhausted. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest and you're feeling better, Amber. Big hugs to you. Good to see you. And just get some rest. All right, so let's tune in for Cheyenne. What is it? Because there's something that feels, I don't think it's off in a bad way as far as anyone's trying to get one over on you or use you in any way. I don't feel it's bad in that way. I mean, it's not bad in any way, but there's just information maybe that you don't have the complete picture of right now. But let's just see tuning in. So we have Knight of Wands. So there is fast-moving energy. It feels very inspired. So you're feeling inspired by this potential for this extension on the contract. But let's just see, specifically because of Mercury retrograde, is this going to put up any red flags or things needing to shift? Okay. interesting because we have the Hierophant, which is about signing contracts, a passing of the contract. I'm really reading this as your boss's energy trying to get you to sign on to something and then you receiving something. We also have the Ten of Cups. So ultimately, Cheyenne, I would say make sure you have everything in writing. Make sure you're over communicating what you're expecting and you're getting very clear validation and clarification from your boss that this is exactly what you're going to get. Because if anything is vague or unsure or unknown, you might feel like you got burned or taken advantage of in some way. Specifically, possibly around the title change and more money, if that's what it comes to. So if that's not something you need to make a decision on right this second, as far as having the conversation about the title change or check things, absolutely. And I don't see any like ill will on her part or your part. It just might be that there's a miscommunication or you expected one thing, but you're actually getting something different. And again, it's not anything that can't be negotiated. I see you being able to negotiate, but it's all about clearly stating what you expect from this contract, from this exchange. And you'll probably get it. I'm seeing here, you'll probably get your title change. You'll probably even get more money, being able to leverage and then extend that contract through August of 2024. So I'd say you're going to get everything you want. It's just maybe making sure you're really negotiating that contract, especially over these next couple of weeks, that everyone's on the same page, everyone understands exactly what's going down here. But let's just see anything else Cheyenne needs to know. If taking this extension is in her best interest, and because I think we tuned in, you're going to get what you're asking for. But let's just see if this contract extension is in your best interest. Very interesting, too. It's almost like this person is extending the book, extending the contract as well. Very interesting. King of Cups. So being able to, have this in your best interest, I'd say emotionally, you're feeling very fulfilled by taking this contract. To me, it feels like you're eventually going to be on board with this and feel pretty good. I got to turn this lighting up just a bit there. Eventually you're going to be feeling good about it. But there's still something kind of nagging at the back of like my subconscious that's kind of like, there's something else here. Very interesting because he's holding a puppy. And to me, puppies are like a new beginning as well, like fresh baby energy, right? So there might be, if you do extend this contract, another opportunity that comes in that you'll have to turn down because you're on this contract. So I would say, let's just tune in for a specific, guidance on a possible new opportunity. But I would definitely say there's another opportunity trying to present itself. Yeah, apprenticeship, dedication, and achieving goods or achieving goals. But I said goods, but to me, like good, it's all good. Like that's what I'm hearing. It's all good. So yeah, this is feeling like this is a great learning experience. And I would say you can probably be able to sign this contract when that time comes. If this is something you have to sign, say in the next, however long, I don't know. I almost want to say, make sure that you're knowing exactly what's entailed here. You can feel something in your gut too. Yeah. Kindred spirits desire connection, but the Lovers is also about making a major life-changing decision. So much like getting a new puppy, having a child, a family, these are life-changing decisions. So I would say, you sign in February. Great. That's perfect because you're going to have the time to really decide what it is you want. Because I do see whatever it is you do decide to sign on, whether this is this extension of this contract or some completely new opportunity coming in, you're going to be making more money. That's a given. She'll be away from November until April. Okay, gotcha. Let's just see any closing arguments for Cheyenne about the new opportunity, signing this contract, just anything overarching she needs to know about this situation. 7 of Cups. Yeah, wishful thinking, endless possibilities, and fantasy. Yeah, there's more than one opportunity coming in for you. So I don't think you have to just settle. And if you do have some time to decide, I would say just allow yourself that time to really soak in all the information about this, about any new opportunities coming in, because whatever it is you decide to do, you're going to feel very emotionally invested and fulfilled. And, this has also got a child here. So, one of the jobs you're taking on could deal with place in the right job, really living your purpose. So I would say, even with verbal agreement, I would maybe just tell her if you don't have to sign anything and agree or whatever until February, I would just say verbally, you know, hey, yeah, I mean, for the time being, I think this sounds great. I'm still open to other outside opportunities between now and then, and I'll definitely let you know if anything changes. You know, just be very communicative and expect that open and two-way communication with her as well. And I think you're going to be just fine, no matter what you do. Just being very open and communication with whoever it is, whether it's your current boss or a new opportunity, to make sure you're getting exactly what you're expecting to get out of any contract. All right, Cheyenne, I hope that helped. But I'd say, I mean, everything's looking great, no matter if it's this contract, a new contract, a totally new opportunity, you're coming out on top. So yay! That's always exciting to know. You're coming out on top. All right, Brianna, and I think Brianna had left her question in PayPal, but I had a couple other donations roll in. Sorry, squeaky chair. That's the one thing I hate about this chair. It's super comfy, but it's noisy. I can't sit in this when I film on my other mic with the pick-a-cards because it just sounds like, I don't know, very squeaky. It picks up every little move and shift and squeak. Not so much on the live streams, though, so that's a bonus. All right, so we also had a full read coming in for Kirsten, I do believe. No, wait, maybe that's not. That might be somebody else. Let me double check because I just see I just see a K. Okay, so Christy, I've seen your name before, but just remind me who you are in the chat so that I have you. That's right, Florence, or Scarlett. All right. So I know I've seen that name before. So full read for Scarlett. And then a 1 card for Florence. Florence B. Wonderful Florence B. 1 card read. And we are updated as of right now. Ooh, there we go. You're so welcome, Cheyenne. I hope it resonated. Okay, Brianna. And I hope Brianna's here. Oh, gotcha. Perfect. Take a quick drink of water. And head over to email. Oh, I thought I saw Brianna. Yes, she's here. All right. Okay. I need to go over to email. Brianna. Okay, I've officially touched down into my awareness. I'm healthy, grounded, and finally have purpose. I'm hoping to get a specific message for how to maximize the rest of the year and what past life energies or curses need to be dissipated in order to maximize it. Ooh, what a great question. All right, so we'll kind of break this down into 2 parts, I guess. We'll start with how to maximize the rest of this year with just feeling really purposeful, grounded, healthy, aware, all that good stuff. How to really maximize the energies for the rest of the year. Ooh, this one flipped. Page of Pentacles. There's going to be opportunities aplenty. And here, to me, this feels like a baby, but a seed. Like, you're just getting started, my girlfriend. Yes, you're just getting started here. This is beautiful because this is letting you know that there's something to build toward. I mean, this little guy, he looks like a future accountant already, or someone who's going to be very successful when he's older. He's just getting started in the entrepreneurial game, but he's taking it very seriously. So I see you just planting these seeds, and whichever ones will spring forth, you can really take this seriously and get a game plan going, get a business plan going, really start to put your time, energy, and focus not just into your businesses, but also into your inner self. You know, really cleansing your aura, your energy, your physical body. I mean, it sounds like you're already doing all the things and just continuing on that road of, you know, just get started, lady. You're just getting started. So that feels really good to me that this is going to be a year you can point back to and say 2023 was the year everything changed for me, which is magical. And now I'm getting the chills. So, you know, Mama Monica's here to, you know, be in the cheerleading section. You know it. Yeah. 4 Pentacles. So even if money seems a bit tight to, you know, be planting all these seeds and stretching your budget thin, this is such a great card to get when you are asking anything about your path, about business, about your income, about finances. This just would be, I would just say the one caveat with this is just to make sure you're spending any money wisely. Even when you're spending money, you know, like birthday money or anything like that, making sure that you're making it stretch as far as it possibly can go. And I'm not saying don't spend money on yourself. Absolutely not. And in fact, I would say do spend money on yourself, but make it worth your investment. So, one thing my husband got me for Christmas, which he keeps saying, well, I didn't need to get you your birthday because I could just re-gift what I got you for Christmas since you haven't used it yet. And we had a big laugh about it. He got me to float Missoula, like this gift card for 2 or 3, one of the two, 2 or 3 sessions at the float, the deprivation tanks, the Epsom salt, and you float. And I still haven't done it yet. I want to, but busy mom life, it's not easy. He's like, well, just go during the day. I'm like, I work during the day, just like you do. Yeah, but because I work from home, sometimes it feels almost like, is it really a job or is it just me playing pretend? And you might even have that kind of feeling at times, like, is this a real thing? Is this going to be viable? Should I spend money here? Should I invest money there? And this is just about tuning into your intuition and really crunching the numbers, with this specific thing or that specific thing. And even, going to your diet or exercise or whatever it is, just really crunching the numbers and getting the most bang for your buck, energetically speaking, physically, monetarily speaking, all the things. Trying to maximize your time, maximize your effort, getting the best bang for your buck is what I'm hearing. You're going to be able to do that. Let's get a couple of words of guidance. For Mama Monica specifically, she has a message for you, whatever it is. Sweet memories, dried flower fairy. Look at that. Yeah, there's wonderful memories that she's helping you remember about. To me, this, and it doesn't even feel like memories centered around her, but this to me feels like back to like high school time, or even like, before you were 18. Accomplishments that you had accomplished, things that you were really proud of, things you succeeded in. Think back to those things and really tune into that vibe of how you felt when you conquered something or won something or were recognized for your efforts or won a championship, whatever it is. Really tuning into that, because those sweet memories can really help you act almost as fuel in your, for your fire to keep going on something really specific here. All right, what other specific messages does Mama Monica want to bring through for Brianna? And I also wanted to kind of touch on, the past life stuff. I am creator. Look at that. Number 11. And you just had 1144 there in your comment. So yeah, this is about you manifesting, because you are God incarnated in a human meat suit, right? You are a fractal of the infinite intelligence that exists outside this matrix. So just remembering that and tuning into those sweet memories of when you were really embodying that I am consciousness for yourself, that's going to be that fuel you need to continue the rest of 2023. So as far as anything, I'm going to read that last part. To maximize the rest of the year, we did that. So what past life energies or curses need to be dissipated in order to maximize it? All right, this one's turned sideways. Let me go back to my camera view. There we go. And this seemed, okay, I guess I was shuffling upside down, but we had the Two of Wands. So when the Two of Wands is upright, that's, personal power, being able to move forward, making plans, embracing the changes that need to be taken. But because it was in reverse, you might feel apprehensive. And this, again, is past life stuff we're tuning into that's affecting you in this life, that might be things you can break these karmas, break these contracts in any kind of ritualistic fashion you see fit, whether this is, writing all of the ways you feel held back or whatever blockages you feel are blocking you from this life or past, writing them down and burning them. Of course, do it in a safe environment. Keep that fire controlled if that's how you're doing it, or, burying things, like a note, write it all down, bury it, put seeds with it, let life grow from these obstacles, and that can't hold you back anymore. Oh, interesting. She's actually burning stuff. Look at that. I didn't even realize that. But that's a ritual I do. When I'm feeling blocked in some area, I'll write it down and then I'll burn it. I'll alchemize it, because that transmutes it from earth, the paper, to the fire, that transmutes it, that alchemizes it, and then into the air. And then you can even dump those ashes in water and then, put the spirit or ether of your intention into it as well. So that's utilizing all the elements that we know about, right? So that could be a very powerful way for you to overcome or, close out or cut those past life contracts, any soul contracts or soul ties to not being able to take action on your plans, or hitting a roadblock, or, just never getting something off the ground. Maybe you're planting all those seeds, but from past life, you'd plant all these seeds, but they'd never really sprout up, or they'd sprout up and then there'd be a big flood or a big heat wave, and then those seeds would die. So this is about you being able to, with that I am creator and its essence and energy that you are presenting with, to bypass any contract, because no contract is stronger than your true essence, your spirit. No contract could be stronger than your spirit. So let your spirit trump all of those contracts you've signed. Even if you have to go in, do some meditation and suss out individual things, that could be very powerful. And just doing a ritual here, a ritual there to burn your procrastination contracts. Any contracts you have that associate with procrastination, or any contracts you have that have to do with your self-worth and feeling worthy of that money that will be coming in as a result of you putting in the effort. Burning that, just going deeper, deeper, deeper. I mean, because this all really happens in layers. And until we really slough off those outer layers, we can't get to those real deep-seated core wounding or core contracting that is really affecting us until we start sloughing off the more easy contracts to burn. So I would say it's probably something you're going to be repeating. And you don't have to just do that fire burning ritual. You can do anything that feels pertinent to closing out contracts. This could be meditations. This could be literally just stating it. I burn all contracts. I dissolve all contracts. Whatever you feel so inclined. Because utilizing your own voice is such a powerful tool. Very underutilized tool that we just don't give it enough credit. Even speaking it into being, that's one thing you could do to break anything that is holding you back in any capacity. So try that, Brianna, and let us know how it goes. I hope that resonates for you, my dear. And up next, we have Marlene V. And then Scarlett is on deck, and then Florence B with her one card. And it looks like Florence already has her question out. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, I wish you so much. I mean, you don't even need luck, Brianna. You are that I am essence, that I am creator. And Mama Monica is just trying to get you to remember that so that you can embody that and not operate from the suppressed, curses or contract way of maybe that you had in past lives. Because I think you've already spent a great deal of this lifetime proving those past lifetimes wrong, or, one-upping those contracts from past lives and just saying, yeah, not playing in that, suppressed energy anymore. I'm here to break all the molds. That's what you're here to do. So, yeah. All right. So, Marlene B. Let me double check if she has her question in PayPal or not. Let's see. And we do not have her question. So yes, we will wait for that to come through, and we'll give her about 30 seconds. And then if we don't see her question pop up, we'll move over to Scarlett's question. All right. Oh, one thing I've got major downloads about, my water tastes a little off just because I put some pink Himalayan salt in it to get those electrolytes going. So yeah, I did that today. That was fun surprise. I do it once in a while, but it's something I probably should do every day. I just forget. So hot tip, those of you that want to get the most out of your money, the most out of your water. I've been questioning lately my beliefs, choices in many areas of life. One of them is my career in real estate. All right, let's tune in. Whatever Marlene needs to know about shifting, questioning of her beliefs and choices in many areas of life. And one of them is specifically her career in real estate. So we had the Page of Cups. So yeah, it might not just hold that emotional fulfillment that it once did, or maybe it really, it never hit that emotional note for you, that emotional high note for you that you were hoping it would. Sorry, I got a hair. Yeah, contrary to popular belief, your dog dies, there's still dog hair everywhere. So yeah, I'm still dealing with dog hair everywhere. I'm questioning whether it's for me or not. Doesn't seem to be what I thought it was. That's exactly what this card is saying. When this card is in its highest exalted point, it's such a lovely surprise. You're getting so much more out of it than you could have imagined. But in regards to your question, I'm seeing that it never really fit the bill, or you never, got in that groove or felt that I don't know, I'm seeing or like getting the vision of like a runner's high. Like, when you're running and then you hit that stride and you just get that like runner's high. This line of work really never became that for you. Or if it did, it didn't last very long. But let's just see for Marlene, is real estate for her long term? And of course, runner's high wise, real estate is kind of trending downward just because we are kind of in this, I mean, I guess depending in your local housing market and all that, but as a whole, for the US, we're having yet another kind of housing bubble, housing crisis, high prices that buyers don't want to pay, and then sellers don't want to come down on those high prices that got jacked up over COVID. Of course, depending on your area. My area wasn't so greatly affected by the last housing crash in 2008 as it's going to be this time around. During COVID, everybody moved here. I blame the show Yellowstone, that TV show Yellowstone, because they actually filmed that in my town and just south of my town. And everyone and their dog moved here during Yellowstone, and the prices for properties we were looking at tripled and even some quadrupled, going from 80,000 for 20 acres to 4, 5, 600,000 for the same 20 acres. I'm scratching my head like, how is this even possible? I'm not sure if it's insecurities I need to work on or if it's not a good fit. I was just hoping for this to work out because of the opportunities it will provide for my family. Absolutely. But let's just see. Woo. All right. Yeah, yet again, I had to work to pick this card up, just like we were getting in the kind of collective message. So Marlene, if you didn't see the collective reading, there could be, an extension of this career reading for you there. But we have the Strength card. So to me, this feels like there could be some longevity in this. It just might be that this is not really the time. But again, going back to our collective reading, it feels to me that there will be a time and a place for real estate. Again, I dropped the card. There could be a time and a place for real estate. It's just now we're kind of on this closing out of old cycles and maybe even picking up a different sort of hustle for a while to really go in that direction and see what happens there. And then, if things get slow there or if things start really picking up in the more, real estate market, you can go back to that. Because I don't see you having to pin yourself down to just one line of work or one area, which I know can be frustrating for someone like you that, you would think real estate could be your one and done. The one thing that provides you all the opportunities and the money and the abundance that you could possibly need and want. But that we're kind of trending as a society where people are not just working one type of job for 40 years. They're trying this for a couple years, they're trying that for a couple years, maybe 10 years stretch doing this one thing, but then after that they're on to something different. On the back of the deck though, we do have these two wonderful cards and this wonderful card. So we have victory after just some maybe even mental gymnastics of, is this right for me? Is this not for me? I would say trust your gut. But at the heart of this card, it's about recognition, reward, and victory. V is for victory. V is for Marlene. V is for victory. V is for Marlene V, and V is for victory. Because we have the star here, which comes after the tower. So the 6 of Wands comes after the 5 of Wands, which is about that, conflict, confrontation. And if it's more of an internal battle of just battling your head and your heart or your intuition or what do you even feel? Should I stay in this? Should I not? I don't know how to feel about it. Could come with that, 5 of Wands, but then you're moving on to the victory of finally figuring out what you want to do. And also with the star that comes after the tower of possibly walking away or detonating your career and walking into a direction. But both of these cards have recognition and reward, wish fulfillment at the heart of them. And then with the Ace of Wands to come in and clarify those two cards, there's a new opportunity, possibly something with you writing out emails, writing out blog posts, writing books. I don't know if that's something you've ever dreamed about doing. You have a story to share, and there's something that you're going to be creating, whether this is a business or an income stream, that is going to benefit future generations. But also, to me, this could also be a real estate card because we do have the tree. The tree isn't quite planted yet, though. So I don't think you've quite hit your groove if you are going to continue in real estate. I don't think you've quite hit your groove. Doesn't mean you can't, because I think eventually real estate could be something very lucrative for you. I just think right now is maybe just not the time because of the climate of the housing market. Not sure if it's insecurities we need to work on or if that's a good thing. Yeah, I read that one. Yes, it was a crazy market for a while. I started right at the end of that. Oh no, yeah, that's kind of a precarious time to, I guess, get in on all that. And now, if things are taking this like downward slide, it's going to be some slow going. I would say maybe still keep your foot in that climate or that pool, the market, but maybe finding something else to really put your full-time effort into that you can really be proud of. And to me, this feels like a very entrepreneurial energy. So you could be working from home doing something. It says we have an ad coming in 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Hopefully it doesn't take Marlene away. But I think I'll take a drink of water, just take a quick little break here. But Marlene, let me know when you're back or if you are still here. Because I don't think it gives every person an ad, just once in a while. But let's just see for Marlene, just what does she need to know about, sticking with real estate or maybe a side hustle, something new. So what comes around goes around with the 3 fates. So again, cycles, the energy and effort you put in, if you're not getting that reward or that dividend back now, it will come around again at a different time. So I would say don't burn all bridges with real estate now. Still be taking on clients here and there if they are still coming. I would say don't turn them away because it would be worth your while to still have something coming in with that. But at the same time, I see a second income stream or a second project, a second something that you're supplementing where maybe the real estate is lacking right now, where you're supplementing that income with something different. And it's not just like dragging your feet begrudgingly, like, okay, I guess I'll try this. This is something coming in that you're going to feel very excited for. And to me, it feels destined to be. So there's something that your destiny is bringing to you that feels very creative, very exciting, very like front row seat kind of energy. You're the one making things happen. It's not as slow going as maybe some of the real estate stuff going on right now, where maybe you're waiting days to weeks to months for something to move. No, you're the one taking action, front row seat of the action, making things happen in this next endeavor. I decorated cakes at a bakery. It's a steady job with flexibility to allow me to do the real estate. Is it this or something else? Well, that does have an element of creativity. Let's just see if there's a separate opportunity from real estate and cake decorating that Marlene is getting involved and invested in. So these two wanted to, 3, we got 3. So Queen of Pentacles. So to me, this feels more entrepreneurial. She's definitely my entrepreneur. So this is something you are creating possibly from thin air. But again, there's a very creative element. And the thin air could just be the idea that you're plucking from the ether and then solidifying in a way. Again, though, going back to writing could have something to do with writing, blogging, I don't know, something along those lines. So Queen of Pentacles, so there's success here as well. 7 of Wands, this might be you fighting for it, having to fight between your head and your heart, really doing that soul searching, to really tune in. What could I do? What do I want to be when I grow up? That's something even me at 41, I'm still kind of trying to iron out, what do I want to be when I grow up? I'm loving doing this for the time being, but it's not going to be probably, just tuning in intuitively, probably my forever thing. I will ride the waves of it as it's here, but as that shifts, I will be ready for the next thing, which I've done multiple times throughout my working life thus far. And I see you doing something much the same. But again, look, we have the 4 of Wands, which is the real estate card. So I would say don't sleep on the real estate. If you do have a passion for it, I would say maybe just there's a season of life right now where you're kind of being taken in a different direction, but you will always have that back pocket of the real estate stuff as long as you kind of keep up to date with your licensing and everything you need. But you will have community unity celebration regarding your next big whatever. But again, I don't think these cards are going to come right out and say Marlene needs to do X, Y, and Z, because the cards really want you to do that soul searching, do that, finding and seeking of what it is that you could do that would really light you up, that would feel like a wish come true, a dream come true, and also help support your family. Because you don't have to just settle for doing something that feels good. You can settle for doing something that feels good, but also be making money at it and not have to settle at all. And maybe even have another income stream on the side or another income stream on the side. Because to me, it feels very versatile. Whatever this next thing is, you're working your own hours. Maybe it's not just a set in stone thing where you have like a brick and mortar where you have to show up for these hours. To me, it feels more, I work when I want, I show up where I want, I'm the one making things happen. That's what it feels like to me energetically when I tune into whatever this next big thing for you could be. So yeah, whatever that, do that soul searching, Marlene, because I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised and maybe even taken like aback with, wow, I can do this. I can do this, whatever this is. But I would say don't completely let the real estate go, because it definitely could add to your, legacy, your longevity with career over time. But now just might not be the best time to go gung ho and full speed ahead on the, real estate stuff, just because the market's doing, what it's doing right now. So yeah, you got this. You're still in that mode. What do I want to be? Right? I think the best of us really are. Or those like, old souls, or like, just those of us wild at heart. We don't want to just settle for one 40-year long career in one thing like our grandparents did. We want to try new things, try on different hats, dip our toe over here, dip our foot over here, our leg over here, get in and over our head over here. We just, yeah. Because I think so many of us who, especially people who've had an awakening of any kind, we just realize there's more to life than just paying bills and showing up at this job we don't like. There's a lot more to life. And I don't think you could just settle for a job that you feel like you're not getting any purpose out of. You need that sense of purpose and passion and excitement, like so many of us, Marlene. And you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. All right, so Scarlett is next, and then Florence, and we had another donation come in. So we have a Florence 1 card, and then Florence also donated for a full read, and then also Vicky. Vicky has donated for a 1 card as well. So we have a 1 card and a full read for Florence. Yes. So Scarlett is next, which I will get hers after I update this list real quick. And Vicky 1 card. That's our current list. Updated, fixed, boom. Right, let's make sure I didn't miss anyone, because we had a couple come in right there. Okay, romantic love life reading, present and future. And Scarlett says, my gut was thinking a new deck from the bookshelf. If that's I can totally do that. I got some other decks over here we can tune into. How about this one? It's called Brit's Third Eye Tarot. It's a fun one. I love it. All right, so let's tune in, clear the deck for Scarlett's energy for her reading. Itch my face because my hair's tickling me. All right, so romantic reading. I want to read it again just so I have it good. Romantic love life reading, present and future for Scarlett. Tuning into Scarlett's energy. Romantic love life reading, present and future. Okay, so we have Queen of Cups. So there's this like need, and I almost want to say like desperation. That wasn't the word I tried to say. I wanted to say something else, but it left, and then desperation took over. So it's almost like there's this desperate attempt or need to feel more emotion in your romantic love life. Rather than just going through the motions or feeling like you're in a rut, you're ready for some more deeper emotional connection. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think you are married already. Just correct me if I'm wrong, though, on that. But there's this need to maybe kind of get out of the monotony or the just same crap different day. You want to try new things, be more spontaneous, connect on a deeper level with your person. That's to me what this feels like. And maybe even utilizing your intuition in a way that if something feels a little bit off, trust your intuition, especially if there's any red flags in this relationship, because you're wanting to feel more emotionally connected to someone than you currently are. So present and future. Ooh, so yeah, things are up in the air. This really does go in alignment with what we were talking about in the collective reading, Scarlett. So that would almost act as an extension of this reading, much like it did for Marlene, and I think also Cheyenne. Really, everybody that we've done a reading for thus far, to me, I could really feel an extension of that collective reading with what your, very more personal and specific readings are. We got 2 twos here. 2 Pentacles is, a card from that other deck that we got in our collective. It's just about finding the balance in a relationship. If it feels specifically like one or the other of you in the relationship is the one keeping the relationship spicy, keeping the relationship fun and flirty and thriving and alive, and the other one's just kind of skating by, there needs to be a fix to a more balance in the relationship to where the other person should be pulling a little more weight. And I really do read this energetically as the female, meaning you, being the one pulling more weight in the relationship or wanting more in the relationship, wanting to invest yourself deeper into the relationship, but only if this other person is showing up and wanting to invest also in the relationship. Could even be planning some sort of trip or vacation with your person. Or if you don't have anything like that on the books, that could be something that would really help, bring that spark back into the relationship. But making plans and then taking action on the plans. It could even be plans around the home, plans for a trip. Just planning your future together. Because if you both have different dreams and you're kind of going in different directions, that doesn't really serve the relationship. But if you have common values, common goals, common dreams, and then you're checking in with each other on a consistent and pretty recent basis on your dreams and helping each other accomplish your goals and your dreams, that can really solidify you as a couple rather than just having your own agendas and just kind of like 2 ships passing in the night. And especially if your relationship has felt very more roommate-like rather than romantic deep connection, like this is about bringing that romantic spark and remembering what you loved about this person in the first place and helping them remember what they loved about you in the first place, to bring that romantic spark back to life, to make it this nice roaring cozy fire. Yeah, that emotional fulfillment. And this is totally doable, but both of you have to be on the same page and both be wanting to make this relationship deeper and stronger and better. Because look at all the depth we've got here. It's just very volatile. It's very wavy. It's very up in the air. But if we can get that depth to calm down just a bit, that could really help float your boat, right? Whatever floats your boat, that saying, whatever floats your boat. So this is trying things that feel exciting to you and asking your partner, hey, what do you want to go do? Even if you, Scarlett, have no interest in his specific interests, but just asking him, hey, is there a movie you want to go see? Or is there a dinner place you want to go, try that we haven't tried? Just asking his input on what he would like. That might kind of wake him up a little, like, oh, wow, she cares about me. And that's going to make him want to care a little more about you because he's feeling fulfilled and, vice versa. But if you're always the one saying, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And then you're always doing what he wants to do. Then it's time to dial that back and start to, you can't make him ask you what you want to do, but you can be the one to take that initiative and say, hey, I'd love to try this new, restaurant I saw, or I'd love to, go on a walk down this, nature hike or whatever it is. Yeah, the same page is a problem. He says he does, but his actions, my friends say it's like he doesn't want to be married. Interesting. Yeah. And if both of you don't want it, that's when, the happiness and the emotional contentment and just feeling like you're in it together can really go off the rails. So it's about finding that common ground. So let's just see what Scarlett can do in this relationship to get you on that same page and help you feel connected. Yeah, we have exactly Temperance. It is all about the balance and the harmony and the temperance. It's about bringing the balance because right now things are really out of balance. But that's the thing is we can't make anyone want anything or anyone if it doesn't resonate deeply with them. Even if he loves you and wants to be in a relationship with you, but maybe the way you want to be in a relationship varies greatly from the way he wants to be in a relationship. Maybe he wants a more independent life within a relationship and you want a more cozy, committed, let's do everything together, even if those roles are reversed. I think just for the sake of the example, you get what I'm trying to say is you kind of have to find the common ground. Even if you guys are polar opposites, there's still commonalities between you because you're both human, right? So there are these human commonalities you can tune into and really emphasize the things that you do have in common, the things you both enjoy doing, and really start there. And then from there, you can branch out and try new things. But I think, especially if you guys are kind of like, 2 ships passing in the night, it's about getting back on the same page first and foremost. Yeah, 7 of Swords, because you're feeling, even if there is no lying or cheating or stealing, from each or other of you, hey, get to Leka, yeah, I'm still taking donations. I don't see that anyone has outrightly cheated or lied in any big way that this is completely irreversible. To me, it's more of you felt like going into this relationship, it would be different than it was. Again, with the emotional depth here is it's off. It's out of balance. It's not the way you wanted it to be or thought it would be or that it used to be, if it used to be that way. So I would say definitely it's worth saving. But both of you do have to be honest with your true feelings. If he wants more independence, but you're the one wanting to strengthen the bond between the two of you and do more stuff together, that kind of is two ends of the spectrum, right? And it's going to be really hard to get to the middle and find that balance and common ground. But again, it's all about putting life into perspective. And if you guys really are on two ends of the spectrum, it's about finding those middle ground, things to do or conversations to have or, hobbies to invest your time and energy into that can really help bring you closer together energetically and physically. Let's just see any other words of guidance, wisdom, advice. More like I want to be thought of on a grand scale. Yeah, absolutely. Woo! Yeah, a clear solution. So, and it's very interesting. This is a very hermit-looking card here. It's not a hermit. This isn't a tarot deck. But to me, this is very hermit energy. So sometimes, and there's that 24, which adds up to 6, which is about the balance, the temperance, the harmony. So this is about you maybe taking some time to really tune into what it is you want. Because a lot of times when we are in a relationship, not even just a romantic partnership, but a friendship, brother-sister relationship, whatever it is, we kind of get in ruts because this is the status quo. This is how it's been. This is what we do together. Maybe, friends, for example. I have one friend where we love going thrift shopping and doing all this and that together. And then I have another friend where, maybe we'll go to a concert once a year together. So there's a different vibe. But it's almost like with that friend that I always go thrift shopping with, maybe we go to a concert together or we kind of step out of doing the same old to really deepen and strengthen our relationship. To where it's not just because it's always been this way, it's got to always be this way. We can shift it, we can flip it, we can change it, we can do whatever feels good in the moment, right? And I think that's what this is being called, is bring some spontaneity into it. That will actually help bring it back into a greater balance, because you will find a clear solution by really doing that soul searching within you, Scarlett. Will help put your expectations, your wants, your goals, your wishes, your plans into perspective for yourself, to where then you can get, be able to communicate that to your partner and then ask him, what are your goals? What are your dreams? And just start to have these deeper conversations, because you can find key, pieces of information within what he tells you to really strengthen your relationship. And it's almost on a subconscious level. It's not like you're having to really work hard on these, overt ways to get him back into the relationship in a deep way. But it's almost like a subconscious way you're working things to strengthen your bond so that he does want to spend more time with you. And, it won't be like he doesn't want to be married. It'll be very clear he wants to be married because he's feeling more connected to you on a more subconscious level. But it will take very conscious efforts to really maintain that more subconscious yearning or wanting. And you're so welcome, Brianna. Absolutely, my dear. So I hope that resonated, Scarlett. But I would say do that soul searching within. Maybe even listening to this back again, Scarlett. There's quite a bit we uncovered here, a lot to unpack. And listening again to that, collective at the beginning, because I think there's a lot of nuggets of information you can garner from the collective toward this personal reading we did for you. Especially over the next 3 weeks or so, that information is going to be very relevant to, working this relationship. And of course, because Mercury is retrograde currently, I mean, if you guys sitting down and having a really deep conversation isn't a normal thing for you, I would say don't try to make it a thing during Mercury retrograde. Maybe drop little hints or say something here or there, not in a passive aggressive way, but in a very supportive way to him, here and there. And then after Mercury's direct and then out of the shadow period, come beyond May 21st, I would say if you aren't used to having these sit down conversations, then maybe have a sit down. because if you try to do it during Mercury retrograde, and he's going to feel attacked, most likely. Yeah, because we have that Seven of Swords about feeling lied to, cheated on, stolen from, you know, feeling swindled in some way. So to avoid that, if deep conversations aren't normally your thing, I would say wait until Mercury's, you know, out of its thing right now to be able to do that. He's a covert narcissist, so talking is hard because he takes it personally. Yeah. And again, he's going to feel personally attacked if you make it about what he did to you, what he said to you. Make it more about how you feel about what he did or said. Make it about your feelings, not about his actions. And that can be a way to turn it around to where he'll actually become more self-aware about how his actions and words affect other people besides just him. Yeah, when you're dealing with any kind of narcissist, covert or not, relationship status can become very tricky. That's what It's Complicated was designed for. Yeah, anyone that's in a romantic relationship with any kind of narcissist, my heart goes out to you. I had a narcissistic ex. It's been almost 20 years since we broke up. It'll be 20 years in next month. Wow. I've been free of him for 20 years. That's crazy. And then my husband and I started dating in early 2004. So my husband and I will have our 20-year dating anniversary next January. Wow. Time flies. Yeah. But if you're just ready for a deeper, more heartfelt commitment without all this narcissistic tiptoeing, I would say get out of the connection. Because if he's I don't want to say once a narcissist, always a narcissist, but this is the thing. A lot of people that I come into contact with, you know, just in day-to-day, like, you know, parents of my kids' friends, or, you know, other team player parents, you know, on the teams my kids are on, I see a lot of narcissistic tendencies with these people and the way they treat their kids and the way that they expect their kids to show up. But I don't get the vibe that they themselves are narcissists, especially covert narcissists. A lot of times they learn to become narcissistic in their tendencies and actions and thinking because of the way they were raised, if they were raised by an actual narcissist. So I would say that once a narcissist, always a narcissist doesn't line up. If this person isn't a true narcissist, they just learned those narcissistic tendencies from society or their parents. But if you do believe in your heart this person is a true covert narcissist, then I would say your best bet for your true ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness will be to get out of the connection and find a different connection. First and foremost with yourself, and then with someone who is not on that narcissistic spectrum in any way. Which can be hard because, you know, we're basically programmed from day one to be selfish and self-centered and narcissistic in this dog-eat-dog world. Yeah, I asked for more than flowers from a romantic gesture and everything dried up. Aw, yeah. And this is for 10 plus years. Yeah, that's a long time to not get that emotional need fulfilled for yourself. And of course, we can fulfill our own emotional needs, but, you know, it would be nice when we're fulfilling our own emotional needs for our partner to then also fulfill their own emotional needs and not expect that from us. But that's just usually not the way it works. If we're fulfilling our own emotional need and then we're in a relationship with a narcissist, they also expect us to fill their emotional needs. I can't talk. It just becomes the twisted, just chaotic mess after time. And it just makes a person tired. Mental gymnastics, physical, emotional gymnastics, it's too much after a while. Yeah, it makes it hard to change, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a thought behind it, yeah. And you can't make someone want to change. If they don't want to change, they will never change, you know. And so many people are just addicted to their own narcissistic tendency that it's like, you know, like addiction to anything else. If the addict doesn't want to change, they're not going to change. So your best bet would be to change yourself in any way you see fit. But that being said, the more you change yourself, the less you're going to be in connection with this person, because you're going to, it's going to become glaringly obvious you don't belong together anymore because you're just on two totally different wavelengths. So I would say if that's the case for you, working on yourself, and maybe that's why that hermit card came out, or that hermit vibe of a card came out. A clear solution might be that you are just going your own way for a while and, you know, dating yourself, just being with yourself, loving yourself in that capacity, and being romantic to yourself. You know, the Miley Cyrus song, I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. I can do all these things for myself. And you don't have the walking on eggshells of the covert narcissist to deal with to boot. You get what you want. It's like having your cake and eating it too. Because a lot of the needs that people have in a relationship, you can fill those on your own. If you have a deep, loving, solid connection with yourself on a spirit level, and then the relationship you'd have with anyone else would be just icing on that cake. But a lot of people were programmed to, thinking the cake is the relationship. No, the cake is us fulfilling ourselves, and then the icing on that wonderful cake is our relationship. But we were programmed basically that it's a whole other ball of wax. So maybe that's where these belief systems are shifting for you from the collective reading we did with that moon energy. Is instead of seeking that fulfillment from the relationship, you're seeking it from yourself. And then you're realizing this relationship's never going to give me that fulfillment. So then you take your power back by stepping away from the relationship, fulfilling your own needs on every level. And then, eventually, possibly, getting into a relationship for yourself, with yourself, but then with another person that is on your wavelength, that knows how to love themselves. So it's much easier for them to now love you. Yeah. I mean, I don't fully subscribe to that. Oh, before you can love others, you have to love yourself. Because any mother out there knows that can't be 100% true. Because we can love our children endlessly without fully loving ourselves. But that's another fact too. Well, at least for me, once I became a mom, I wanted to love myself more because I want to be around to see my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids grow up, So really learning self-love came from me becoming a mom. I didn't have a lot of self-love for myself until then. And it's still a major work in progress, I'll tell you that. It's probably one of the easiest things to say, oh, love yourself. But it's also one of the hardest things to, put into practice for sure. Because we're just not told from an early time that we should love ourselves. Really aren't. Yeah. Oh, no need to timestamp. Okay, cool. Vicky, here. All right. So let me just double check our list here. So Florence is next, and then Vicky. And Florence has a 1-card read and a full read. Yeah, this relationship totally could be just a reflection of that family pattern. My first relationship that I got into right out of high school was with that narcissistic ex. And, he was like, my dad in a whole different body, which sounds really gross, but like I was dating my dad. It was so gross. So, yeah, so weird to put your head around that. But yeah, I had, I guess, daddy issues, if you want to call it that. So I went out and found a guy just like him, which was hard. Hardest 2.5 years that I've had to endure in any kind of relationship. So yeah. All right. So Florence, the first question she has. Okay. I gotta scroll up a little farther, I think, here. Yes. So she wants to know, for the 1-card read, will her future partner be from her country or speak the same language from me, German? Okay. So let's see. Will Florence's future partner be from her country and speak the same language? Okay. Ooh, we have 10 of Swords. You're closing out a cycle. So I would say they may not be from your country, but they probably do speak your language. They probably do speak your language for sure. Yeah. Yeah. But they might be from a neighboring country, somewhere decently close by or within a not too far travel distance. So they definitely would know the language, but maybe they're not from that country. Or they could even be living in Germany, but not, originally from there. Or they are originally from there, but living somewhere else. We could interpret this lots of different ways. Yeah. So I would say they definitely speak your language, but they may be non-German, but living in Germany, or they could be German, but living in a different country. So of course they still have the lay of the land with the language. We could interpret that a couple ways there. Let's see anything else. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Very interesting how we've got that Ace of Cups lit up behind her. She doesn't see it. And normally that's more of a 4 of Cups vibe, but in this deck, it's like the 4 of Cups of apathy. And maybe this is just your energy of feeling like you're never going to find the one. But the one, it's like if you are looking in Germany, maybe you're not finding this person in Germany. Maybe you're finding them when you're traveling. Or maybe you're finding them online and they're not in Germany because they're not where you're looking. So if you're thinking, okay, so that's what it is. If you're expecting them to be from Germany, they'll be from somewhere else. If you're expecting them to be from somewhere else, they might be from Germany, but living somewhere else. So I would say tune into your intuition for that to get the lay of the land on that. But I think we answered the question. So let's just see the vibe of the relationship. I know this is just a one card read, but we'll get the vibe of this relationship. All right. Plant the seed of a new template. So yeah, this is going to be, closing out that cycle like we had with the 10 of Cups or 10 of Swords here. It's not going to be like anyone else you've ever dated. This person might look a lot different, be from a different nationality or background than anyone else you've dated. So if you've only dated German people, this person might be from, a different country and possibly living in Germany, but speaking or they still speak German, but also a different language because they have a different, nationality or background than you. But I would say definitely that there is love because you're planting the seeds of a new template by loving yourself, doing that whole self-love journey. And I think traveling is such a great way for us to expand our horizons and really open our minds, shift our belief systems. And I think you're really have been focusing on that for a minute now. And that's only going to benefit you in any future relationship. Let's just get one more card. Just anything else Florence needs to know about the future partner. Yeah, it is time for a treat. Candy Cane Angel. Again, this person's probably going to blow your mind. They're going to be a lot different than what you may have settled for in the past. And I'm saying settled for is because maybe in the past you thought you couldn't, have that king. You couldn't have that person you could have that deep emotional connection to. And this next person is going to be the tipping point. This is going to be a deeper connection than you've had in other love relationships. Even if you've been married or in a deep connection in the past, this relationship, this next one is going to blow it right out of the water. It's going to be much deeper, much more spirit-led. And to me, it doesn't feel like any kind of karmic relationship. This to me feels more soulmate or like spirit-led kind of relationship for you, Florence. So big breath of fresh air if you've been getting a lot of duds in the past, or, obviously we've all had a dud or two in our dating history, but to me, this feels like a breath of fresh air. Whatever that means specifically to you, that's what you're getting here is a breath of fresh air. Although this person may not be your normal type, or they may look different, or, be of a different ethnicity or background than you. But it's very refreshing for you. Very refreshing. All right. So I hope that resonated for your first question. And then for the second question, scroll back down. Okay, so yesterday, Florence had a profound energy healing here in Portugal. Where a future partner showed up, are there any more information that wants to come through regarding him? Like, what action steps should I take to meet him? Okay, we're kind of just extending that reading from what we were tuning into already. I love that. I didn't even read that one before I read the first one, and I kind of just felt like I wanted to tune into this person's energy. So I'm glad you got a full read so we can do more of this. I love it. So like we were saying, breath of fresh air. This person's definitely a breath of fresh air. And they might take your breath away is what I'm hearing. So they could be very beautiful. Or just the words they speak or their personality. There's something very, I'm getting chills now. There's something very magnetic about the way this person just comes into your life. So let's see what wants to come through regarding him and what actions Florence should take. Okay, yeah, Knight of Cups. This person is, the chivalrous knight. The Knight of Cups is very romantic, sweep you off your feet kind of thing, take your breath away kind of thing, but not in that like love bombing narcissistic way. So, I just heard, maybe you're going to feel this person's too good to be true. And that might be what's taking your breath away is this just seems too good to be true. But these two people look very different from each other. So he might, be a little extreme in his dress or the way he shows up, physically that you're just not used to. It's just not your normal, attraction. But this person's magnetic, just attractability to you is off the charts, and you to them as well. So let's see any actions to take to meet him. 6 of Cups. So there's that nostalgia, past life energy. So there's past life. But again, to me, this doesn't feel like a karmic, closing out of cycles, because you got that 10 of Swords where this next relationship, you don't have to go down that road. You're closing those cycles out. So this next relationship can be that breath of fresh air. Speaking of breath of fresh air, I'm going to open my window here. It is just really warm in here. So yeah, there is this nostalgia. You might feel like you've known this person a very long time. This person probably has had a rough background as far as possible drug abuse or alcoholic, but they're no longer on that path when you meet them. This is way in their past. This is something they experienced before, possibly had a lot of depression, anxiety, just feeling very hopeless because they are of a more spiritual inclination. And being in a human meat suit is very difficult for this person, or have been in the past. They're having a much easier time of being invested in the sense of purpose in this life, but it's been very difficult for this person in the past, and they've really overcome a lot of obstacles from their upbringing, from just their own poor choices. Could have even been that they've been in a very abusive, narcissistic relationship with a partner in the past, and they are looking for a breath of fresh air in their next partner, just like you are. Okay. Yeah, strength. This person really had to rely on their own inner strength to make it through some really dark and challenging times. I'd say this person was close to death at least 3 different times. There were 3 different exit points where this person could have checked out, could have left this realm, but they decided at the last minute to stay. And I think one of them might have been a suicide attempt. To me, it feels more like overdose kind of energy. And this is the thing. It may not be that this person was, mixed up with drugs or alcohol. This could just have been a person who's very addicted to, pop culture or like mainstream, feeling like they have to do things, for other people. I mean, it doesn't have to be as extreme as the example of, addiction in that regard. But they're addicted to maybe in the past what other people thought, and just trying to make it in this world is very difficult for this person. But they have a much better bearing with all of that now. Yeah, seek a wise elder. And this came up in our collective reading. That's so funny. So everyone's reading has been tied to that collective at the beginning thus far. I do feel this person's probably older than you. With the Leo energy here, they probably have a nice head of wavy hair as well. Could be on the longer end, or at least this length. And for the person's age, they have a lot of hair. Leos usually have a great mane as it is. I've got 3 Leos in my house. My husband's a Leo moon, and my boys are both Leo ascendant. So it's all about the hair in my house. Funny enough, my Leo is in the 11th house. I don't know where I got all this. But in my Navamsha chart, in Vedic astrology, I've got the Sun and Saturn in Leo. So my hair ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to lose my hair for any length of time. But let's just see anything else Florence needs to know about this person coming in. Next, partner, find the middle ground and compromise, and then seek symbols and decipher their meaning. So you're going to get a lot of signs, symbols, synchronicities, possible more of these kind of like meditative events that you had where this person showed up for you. You're going to have a lot more of these profound things going on for you when you meet or leading up to meeting this person. And it's very interesting. We have like to me, this is like a cougar or like a mountain lion. And then we have the big cat of the lion as well. To me, it's very divine feminine and then divine masculine. So you're going to feel very much like this person completes you. But at the same time, that being said, you're not expecting this person to complete you because you complete you. Again, they are just the icing on the cake of what's going on here. And you're finding the middle ground. And to me, this feels like location. You're deciding on a place to settle down together, meaning possibly moving to a different country to be with this person. Or them moving to a different country to be with you. That's really what this feels like. Yeah, you're already answering my second question. Yep, there we go. I just saw that. Yep, that's how we started. This just fell off the top of the other card deck. There's that emotional fulfillment. Your cup is running over. Breath of fresh air. I know. Florence is getting everyone's dream man. How is that possible? Yeah, this person has such an amazing heart. They will do anything for their community, their loved ones, their partner. They are the person who shows up day after day, sometimes at their own detriment. I mean, this person does overcome people pleasing, and at times might get back into that pattern of people pleasing because they don't want to disappoint anybody. And in turn, a lot of times he will end up disappointing himself because he doesn't want to disappoint family, friends, loved ones in any way. Let's get a closing argument. Anything else Florence needs to know? I just heard spiritual bond. There's going to be a very deep spiritual bond. Yeah, that inner work definitely is paying off because this person is really doing that inner work for themselves as well. Yeah, I got major chills on the crown, and then we had the truth card. Look at that heart chakra, just boom, wide open. So really focusing on clearing any etheric implants or controls, like as we call them, energy hijack points of the chakra system. Really focusing on clearing any hijacking of your heart chakra, heart portal, as I like to call it, more of a heart portal. Because energetically speaking, it is a portal to the other side of, not just the other side of this matrix, but the other side, meaning outside the matrix, and your direct contact with the infinite source creator, the original intelligence that seeded all life in all of time, space, and reality. But this is about you really seeking to that inner truth, inner wisdom within yourself that's going to attract this person into your life. And again, that really does go back to examining the belief systems that we tuned into in that collective reading. So we're coming full circle. So I'd say, Florence, your inner work definitely is paying off. I'd say keep going. Double down on that inner work because it's only going to really help manifest this person and help this person want to double down on their inner healing so that when you show up in each other's lives, you can really be that pillar of strength for each other and, of course, for yourself as well, and have an even deeper emotional connection than you would have if you had all these walls around your heart just trying to protect yourself. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles. So there's an element of patience here, which is the dreaded P word. No one wants to hear the P word around here. Yeah, P word, patience. Just having a bit of patience. It could be a minute before this person comes into your life, but please don't lose heart that this person's never showing up. They will show up in divine timing. And I'm not saying divine timing meaning in the matrix. I'm saying like spirit-led, original source creator divine timing is really at play for you to meet each other and start up your relationship. And I'm hearing it could be a slow burn. Yes, absolutely, there is this instant magnetic attraction with the two of you, but then the physical attraction might come as you go, because again, this person isn't hitting all of your type, and if you're not someone who has a type, just on the external, they're not ugly. I'm not saying that at all, but just energetically, that's what brings you in. Their personality, their magnetic, they're just so attractive in ways that aren't just physical. But the physical will definitely come along the way. So, this person isn't like a dud on the outside, not at all. But they're just going to vary a little bit from your typical, what you're typically attracted to in, a man. So, yeah, there you go. All right. So that was that for Florence. I hope it resonated. And Vicky, we have one card read for Vicky. I'm going to take a quick drink here. What a beautiful reading. Thanks so much for the beautiful guidance. You are most welcome, my dear. All right. And Get to Leka has also donated. I see that here as well. All right. So I'm going to add her to the list. All right. That one. Update. All right, there we go. Nose itches. There's some good luck coming in for Vicky. When my nose itches, we know good luck is on its way. All right, I'm going to go over to Vicky's question on PayPal. Okay, so Vicky, my dear, and she wants to know, hope all is well. It is. Thank you so much. Is there anything my true, authentic spirit guides would like me to know right now? Thank you, as always. You are most welcome. So let's tune in for Vicky. Tuning into Vicky's energy. Anything her true, authentic spirit and spirit guides want her to know at this time. All right, guidance coming in. Ooh, so I must have shuffled. Yep, I shuffled upside down, but I'm glad because look, we've got the Five of Swords in reverse. So feeling like life is a struggle, life is a battle, having all these nitpicky type of fights with people, specifically around the home, or just trying to avoid certain people at home. To me, it feels like you're not going to have to worry about this for too much longer. You're turning this around to where you're just going to live your life and not worry about what other people have to say. You're not worrying about their commentary, especially the males in the family. I'm feeling maybe if they're being passive aggressive with what they're saying to you, it's almost like you're just like, whatever, doesn't bother me any. And really, they're only doing it because they're jealous of what you've got going on. It may not be specifically what you're doing that they're jealous of, but just the energy that you're bringing, this positive, upbeat energy, and you're overcoming this soon. I would say definitely before Mercury is out of the retrograde, you're already on to something more exciting with anyone who is looking to challenge you or to, mix it up with you or to be passive aggressive with you. Yeah, because that is all coming down. And to me, this tower feels like an internal shift. This doesn't feel like a big tower moment, like scary stuff. To me, this feels like something you're ready to let go of energetically, and it feels good to let that baggage go. Whether this is emotional or more mental, but it definitely doesn't feel physical to me. It feels more emotional or mental. Yeah, Queen of Cups, definitely emotional. Yeah, it's letting go of the distractions, of the chaos, of the conflict, of the confrontation, just anything going on, specifically with you feeling like you have to defend yourself in some way. You're feeling more serenity and more peace. So this might involve you literally going to connect with water, whether that's through your shower or a bath, or literally getting out in nature and just sitting there and listening to the water, watching the waves, if that's a possibility or a potential for you, could really help your creative effort and energy just by being even more in tune with your intuition by being near the water as well. All right, what else does Vicky need to know? This one wanted to come out and then it kind of hid. So this energy might be a challenge for you at first, but then you're going to really come into it and feel overcome. Like, yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, so work could be a little challenging, or, something going on with work where you're not quite getting it, or you're just not, your heart's not in it maybe. But then as you go, kind of going toward the next 2 weeks or so, you're going to feel a lot more invested in the work you're doing, and you're going to feel this sense of accomplishment at the end of every day. And time might be going by very quickly because you're just so focused on what you're doing, both at work, your personal life, whatever it is you're spending your time doing, you're paying attention, spending your time. You're going to feel very invested. Like the time you're putting into something, you're feeling like it's paying off. Something you're working toward is paying off here in the next couple weeks, Vicky. All right, I'm going to go to this deck as well. What else does Vicky need to know? And we have here, it's time for a treat. This came out earlier as well, the Candy Cane Angel. So this to me feels like treat yourself. And something that's going to really emotionally fill your cup, whether this is like a spa day or, doing your own nails could be something fun if that's something you're into, or, something you've had your eye on for a minute, buying that thing, or, spending your time doing something that makes you feel really good about yourself. It doesn't have to be a physical, purchase you're making. This could be you spending time doing something you enjoy, spending time with someone you really love and adore. Yeah, maybe even something creative, spending time doing something creative because you're going to feel like you're treating yourself in some capacity over these next few weeks. I just want one more. Anything else Vicky needs to know? And we also had a donation come in from Sandy. Hello, Sandy, my dear. All right, Vicky. And we have here, plant the seeds of a new template. This came out for Florence as well. And hers was in relation to a love reading, planting the seeds for love. So that might be something you're doing, is just taking yourself out on a date and almost calling in that soulmate or that soul essence or that spirit energy of your next partner that you're wanting to birth into this reality, Vicky. Whether it's with your love life, your work, your personal life, just your hobbies, your connections with other people. You're planting new seeds, you're trying new things. And this really does, again, go back to our collective reading we did at the beginning, because every single reading we've done today has been a nice extension of that. So truly, it has been such a collective energy in that collective reading today for all of us. So awesome. I'm feeling a major change, a shift in the wind of, finally us being able to manifest and experience a life we want to be living, not just us going through the motions or settling because this is what we've got going on. And again, tuning into that reading, we were talking about, just kind of our external reality being a reflection or a manifestation of our past. And as we want to shift into a future, with that tower, that could be eventually, just setting yourself up for success to be able to move out of the current housing situation you're in, to be able to detonate that tower from the inside out. But of course, that starts within and then it manifests on the outside. It's usually a leg to us getting that, desired result on the more external. So I hope that resonated, Vicky. You are so welcome. Absolutely. All right, get to Leka, my dear. You are up. And then just Sandy is on deck. All right. So I'm going to add Sandy. And Leka is next. Okay. No ditches again. So there's good luck coming in also. Forget to Leka. Oh, her big questions in PayPal. Perfect. Well, I will head over there. Thanks for letting me know. All right. So get to Leka. She said, had some altercation with my supervisor since Friday as I stood up for myself. Had a meeting with one of them yesterday. We'll have one more tomorrow. What's coming up for my career? They blocked some good opportunities coming my way. Now it seems I will have to remain with them some more time. What's coming up? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I think if I'm remembering correctly, we tuned into some kind of you needing to stand up for yourself. And I think you absolutely did the right thing in speaking your truth with these people. And it might even feel as a result of you standing up for yourself that you've lost something in the balance. But again, we are in this like Mercury retrograde time. So to me, it feels like already the meeting tomorrow, you're going to come out of that meeting feeling a lot better than you did going in or that you do right now. Especially if that meeting that you already had didn't really go your way. Yeah, there's a new opportunity. Or this opportunity you thought you had is coming back your way. So there's a righting of wrongs in some way, or as a result of this next meeting. And of course, you still standing up for yourself, standing firm in what you know to be right and true for you. There is a new opportunity that will come in and decently fast. This is within the next 2 to 3 weeks. There's a new opportunity coming in that you're going to feel really inspired and excited about. So I would say going to this meeting feeling like you've already won. But again, it is Mercury retrograde. So make sure you are communicating exactly what you expect and what you intend to this supervisor and getting very clear, if there's anything that they say that you're confused about, make sure you're getting 100% clarity on what they are telling you. Because there's a lot of misunderstandings that can happen during Mercury retrograde. But that all being said too, something that appears to go one way during Mercury retrograde can reverse itself when Mercury goes direct, which it will go direct on the 14th, but it usually takes about a week. So we're looking about May 21st, May 22nd for you, for things to really be full steam ahead, back, go in the right direction. So if it appears right now that you have lost something, I would say over the next few weeks, you might be gaining something, actually getting exactly what you wanted to begin with, or maybe this didn't work out because there was an even better opportunity that you're getting. And you're going to feel really good about it. So say a month from today, you're going to be like, oh, thank goodness. They want you to do an additional job, which is very demanding. I have been doing for 3 months, but they don't want someone else for that role. And that's kind of the slap in the face for you doing such a great job and standing up for yourself is, you get the slap in the face for doing a good job. And now they don't want anyone else to do that job because they know you're very sufficient at it. And, especially if they're not going to pay you more money to do this thing, it can be very disheartening to you. But we do have here you feeling left out or taken advantage of in some way, quite possibly. But we have the Temperance coming in to balance it out. So I would say, especially if things don't 100% go your way right now and in the coming weeks, for you to be taking very good care of yourself when you're not at work, or not working more than you have to, if that's a potential for you, not doing a lot of overtime, and making sure you're taking good care of your health and you're getting enough sleep and all of this, because especially if you're feeling resentful that you have to now do this very demanding thing that you didn't want to have to do, you can really start to get resentful, and then your health can start to decline, your sleep can be, not as quality, and you're giving a lot of your power, not just to the demanding job, but feeling very resentful to these people that are making you do this resentful job. So I would say in your next meeting you have tomorrow coming up, you stand firm in what you know to be best for you, because I think you're going to get more of a result of what you're looking for than if you just bend to the will of this next demanding thing, this additional demanding job that they want you on. So let's just see the outcome of this meeting tomorrow for Get to Leka with your supervisor. Yeah, again, literally standing in your authority, speaking very clear and concise what you expect and what you are demanding. Because you're the commodity here. You're the one going to have to do this work. The job doesn't do itself. You're the one that's going to do the job. So I'd say you are the one that has some right or authority in saying whether you will do it or how you'll do it or how much of it you'll do, and standing firm with what you want to be doing or not doing and communicating that very clearly and not just going with what they say and rolling over and taking it. This is you standing very firm in what you expect here and getting what you desire out of this. The outcome of the meeting tomorrow for Gitaleka. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, calling the shots. You're calling the shots here. You're going to feel more fulfilled by getting, speaking what you want in this situation and then doing the job as you see fit. So I would say you're standing your ground. This is about standing your ground and then getting the outcome you're hoping for. Again, even if at the end of this meeting tomorrow, it appears that you're not getting what you had asked for, but by the next 2 weeks, something's going to shift or happen to where you're back on top getting what you want. So even if at first it appears you're not getting what you want, somehow, some way, tables will turn or roles will reverse or something somehow, and you're going to get what you want over the next few weeks. But let's just see anything else Gitaleka needs to know in the meantime of this demanding job being added in. Yeah, confront your opposite polarity. Yeah, again, standing up for what you know to be true, and especially if you're opposing what they expect you to do. This is a very Queen of Pentacles card as well. Look at this. So this is about her standing up and doing what she expects here. And of course, speaking it. You've got both the masculine and feminine united on your side to make this happen in a way that's really going to serve you. Of course, it's serving, the company and the client and everything too, but it's also serving you. All right. Yeah. Take action. And this is that more masculine energy of taking action by, leading the charge by speaking into being what you expect in this exchange, not needing to take on all this additional work, especially if the pay is not increasing for you, to be that incentive or bonus for you to take on extra work. Yeah, they can only expect from you the work from one person, not the work from 5 people, which to me feels they know you're a good worker. They know you're going to do a thorough and complete and amazing job. And that's why they're almost wanting to take advantage of you. That's like the energy surrounding it. Even if that's not what they're, like on paper trying to do, energetically speaking, it's like they know they got a good thing. So they're going to milk that good thing as much as they can. But if they keep doing that, they're going to burn themselves because that good thing is going to go find something better for herself and not just be their good thing anymore. Energetically, you're the good thing. So let's just see any additional guidance or wisdom for Gitaleka through this meeting and these next challenging couple weeks with this demanding job. Yeah, your sensuality is beautiful and a powerful energy shift with the eclipse mermaid, and we have the eclipse coming on Friday. So this is such a powerful and potent time for you, specifically where your house of Libra is, if you're following more Vedic / sidereal astrology, your sign of Libra. And it is, the sign of Libra is about working with other people and, not overextending yourself, but also not being selfish, but you're not that way anyway. So it's more for you, Gitaleka, about overextending or giving too much of yourself for not the right energy exchange or compensation. So yeah, this is about you tuning in. And then of course, your sensuality is beautiful. Again, this is about the balance of the masculine and the feminine. The balance of the masculine and the feminine. One more. Bear with me. The balance of the masculine and the feminine. And they're asking you to be all masculine. Take action. Overextend yourself. Work harder. No. Because you're asked to balance the masculine and feminine. So stand up for yourself in this meeting tomorrow. And even if at the end of the meeting you're like, I don't know, it doesn't sound like it's going to go my way. Somehow, some way over these next 2 weeks, and you'll have to check in with us and let us know how this all goes. If you're still having to do this job, I see that you're feeling better about it, or you're being compensated more for it, or possibly you're not having to do it at all, or maybe you're just acting as some sort of consulting person on this job and someone else is doing the actual physicality of the job. But you standing firm in what you know your capacity is and not overextending yourself, you communicating that very clearly is going to get you what you want. But if you just go, bend to the will of what they say, you're going to be the one paying the price. Physically, like your physical health might take a bit of a toll, meaning you're more tired, you're just not feeling energized because this job is literally sucking your life force energy. So stand up for yourself, my dear, and you will see such a great benefit from this over the next few weeks. Even if at first it doesn't seem like you've gotten your point across, it will happen for you as long as you're standing up for yourself. But if you back down and just go with what they say, you're not going to get what you want. So this is about really, you've already done a really great job speaking up for yourself at that first meeting. Now do it again tomorrow and you're going to be great. We have an ad coming. So if you got taken away from your ad, by the ad, I apologize for that. But I'm feeling very confident, Getaleka, about what we've uncovered here. And the tables are turning. So if you feel things aren't going great, they're going to change, okay? They're going to change for your best interest. Because this is about you honoring your balance of your masculine and your feminine, and it's going to get you the opportunity you deserve. Because you should not be rewarded for your hard work by getting more hard work. That's just not fair. I mean, it happens all the time in corporate America. The people who overextend themselves and, go above and beyond, they're always overextending themselves and going above and beyond. But once you put that very firm boundary in place, you're going to be the one to be, you're going to get rewarded for it. You should be rewarded for your effort and work to begin with, but corporate America is kind of like a parasite almost at times. Not all corporate. I mean, I said corporate America. Corporate everywhere can be very parasitic. They will take a good worker and take every ounce of good work that they have to offer and then some. But this is about you setting very clear boundaries with your energy, and you're going to be compensated very well. I'll need to stick with them for some more time, it seems. I wanted to move out. Aw, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Maybe, just maybe, you're thinking, oh, darn, I'm going to have to be here. But then the tables turn, because we did have that opportunity with the page of, or was it the knight or page of wands we had? I can't remember at this point what it was. So that opportunity might come back around and you get that. Again, though, you might leave the meeting tomorrow wondering, I don't know what's going to happen. But you will come out on top with this. If you speak your truth, you're going to get what you deserve in the best possible way. Good karma speaking. You're going to get what you deserve in a good way. So if you want to move out from this, make that be known, and you will get what you want, okay? So stick true to your truth, and you will get what you want in this, okay? That's the main takeaway here. Don't let anyone bend you to their will. This is you as the one that they need you. You don't need them kind of vibe in this instance. They're the one that needs you, not the other way around. So you speak into reality what you expect here, and that's what you're going to get. Even if it's kind of a delayed thing, again, because of the Mercury retrograde, you're going to be able to feel really good about what's going on for you, okay? Big hugs. This has got to be a lot of stress on you. So I hope that you're taking the best care of yourself, Getaleka, and that you will be able to make this thing happen for yourself. You're so welcome. It was tough but necessary. It was feeling taken advantage of. Absolutely. And when you get to that point, you just start getting real resentful. Yeah, my husband has been there. He works in IT and in corporate environment, and he just recently left his job, and he's so much happier. More money, more excitement, more projects that he's excited about. And yeah, I feel a very similar vibe for you. He finally decided to stand up for himself and speak his truth, that he wasn't happy with what was going on, and they weren't willing to bend. So he decided, he didn't even decide, oh, I'm going to leave, but he was kind of just opening energetically for another job to come in. And this opportunity just came to him. He didn't even find them. They found him. And he just went out on a limb and said, they were only offering like probably 30,000 less than what he was making currently. And he just said, well, if you offer this, I'll definitely take it. And they said, no problem. Here you go. So you ask for what you want, you will be so shocked. You will get what you want. Not all the time, but right now would be a great time. Even if it's kind of a delayed thing for you, get to Leka just because of the Mercury retrograde. Sometimes any contracts or negotiations, they can go haywire. So yeah, but things will turn around for you. Yeah, I think IT jobs are pretty similar everywhere. I observe it as more or less the same when I traveled abroad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same here in America. It's a dog eat dog world out there for sure. I think that's like the third time I've said that on this live stream. But we're here demanding. We're not asking. We're demanding what we deserve. That's what we're doing. And we're getting it. We're getting it as a result of finally standing up and saying we deserve this and we're going to get it. All right. So my wonderful dear Just Sandy, I'm going to go see if she left her question over on PayPal. What do I need to know? All right, let's find out for Sandy what she needs to know. And I'm wishing you the best of luck, Get to Leka, absolutely. Sandy, ooh. Okay, so heartbreaking situation. Overcoming a heartbreaking situation. Seeing the silver lining of something that's been very devastating for you. You know, this could be that health diagnosis, but it also could be your connections with certain people. You know, usually this is like the breakup card. And to me, this is feeling almost like her favorite coffee mug. She spilt her coffee in her favorite mug. This has happened to me a few times. One time I dropped my tea, spilled my tea all over my laptop. I was, you know, filming a vlog and I accidentally spilled the tea on, not like the gossip spilled the tea, but like spilled the tea and destroyed my laptop. And then another time I broke my favorite mug by having it on the edge of the table and just, I talk with my hands. It happens. So there could have been something that you lost or broke or thought is missing. You know, could be a relationship or a physical item even, or just life itself feels very broken right now. But she's got the glue. And it's very interesting. I forget the name of the concept, but in Japan, if something of value breaks, and of course, Sandy, you are something of value. So if you feel broken in any way, in Japan, they have this concept. It's like, say it's a vase or a cup. The vase or the cup gets broken, but then they put it together, they fuse it with gold, which I think is right up your alley as a silversmith. Maybe not gold, but silver. You're fusing it back together with silver, and it actually strengthens it, which is beautiful because look, you've also got the strength card. So whatever that concept is called, they use gold or another precious metal to put something back together. And now it's stronger than it used to be, and it's even more valuable because it's got the added value of the precious metal in there. So whatever, things you've been going through, Sandy, that feel like you've been broken and bruised and, it's just not a good vibe, you're coming out stronger as a result of all that you've been through currently and even in your past, like just looking out over all the years of your life. That kind of what doesn't kill us makes us stronger vibe. And I'm really reading this specifically. I think it's a male in this depiction, maybe a son or something, but I'm almost reading this as her past version. Certain things she can look at from her past that she has conquered, she has overcome, she has accomplished something. I mean, this almost looks like Mount Everest vibes. Like I finally made it to the summit. I'm planting my flag. I've conquered it. So maybe you're doing some soul searching or looking back on things you have accomplished, places you have been, where you were feeling like you were on top of the world, literally and figuratively. And, leaving that legacy for, I know you don't have your own children, but you have, adopted family members and people that feel like family to you, where you're passing this legacy of strength and wisdom and guidance on, but also seeing through any heartbreak, heartaches, just things that are difficult, just trying to figure out even, where your next, home is, or your next place to call home is. You're seeing through the illusion of something. And if you did miss my collective reading at the beginning, Sandy, every single reading I've done was a paid reading today. I know, why is it always a favorite cup? Probably because we use it the most often. So there's like, probability wise, there's more opportunities for that one to break. At least in my, case, I would use that one every day if I could, or if it was dirty, I had another one I'd use, but if it was clean, it was my go-to. But to me, Sandy, this does feel like an additional message to the collective reading we got. We're closing out some major, not just karmic cycles for humanity, but also planetary cycles within, the planetary cycle on this planet. So there's a lot of things shifting and a lot of, truth that had been hidden is now in plain sight. You don't have to look very hard for the truth anymore. Especially with people, like their true colors are coming out without you having to like do a vibe check or try to suss anything out. It's just written all over their face or all over their energy. Specifically, if you start to watch, which I wouldn't advise it if you're not already watching it, watch any kind of news or, like Entertainment Tonight, like mainstream news of celebrities and this, that, and whatever. A lot of people's true colors are just not even very hidden right now. Let's just put it that way. So it's going to be very easy to pick and choose what's your best interest and what's not. With people, with situations, with different opportunities, you're going to be able to trust your intuition very easily coming up, Sandy. So trust it. If you get some intuitive red flags with something that just feels too good to be true, trust it. If it feels too good to be true, but you're thinking, no, this feels right for me, trust it. Okay, just go with your gut. That's really the main crux here, is go with your gut. All right, anything else Sandy needs to know? Yeah, Ace of Swords. You're getting major clarity here. This is the clarity card. This is the big yes card. Any confusion you've had around anything, blatantly obvious. With this combination, you can't get more clear cut and crystal clear. Okay, so you're going to know the truth of a situation very soon. Could even just be the truth of like your purpose here. I mean, that could be with everything you've been through and that major strength you bring to the table with everything you do. You're just getting to the truth of your purpose here and really living your purpose. All right, anything else Sandy needs to know? Oh, Scarlett is donated for another 1-card read. Awesome. Well, we will tune more into that for you. All right, we get 2 for Sandy as well. So bring place to troubled water. Oh, peace. Bring peace to troubled waters, but I said place. So it's almost like you got to bring home wherever you go, whether that's out and about, whether you're kind of home searching or trying to feel it out. I'm not sure your current status on where you're deciding to go. Lower in elevation to make that breathing easier for yourself, which is interesting too, because it's like highest elevation up here. Very interesting. Yeah. So there could be a shift in elevation, of literal elevation. Accept the opportunity that is offered. There's an offer coming in. And this is saying, especially if you're feeling, oh no, this feels too good to be true, but intuitively, like I just want to take that leap. Take the offer that's being offered, because it's going to be a golden opportunity for you. It really is. And to me, kind of coming full circle here to the mug, it's whole and complete now. And very golden opportunity is what I see there. That's beautiful. And this might take, I'm seeing up to 2 months for this energy to unfold. It's very interesting. We've been getting like longer term readings for you lately, Sandy. These aren't just like, oh, this is for the week ahead. This to me feels like a long-term reading for you. Long-term meaning over the next 2 months. That's a decent chunk of time. Let's see. I feel like I need one more. One more for Sandy. Anything else she needs to know? Anything else she needs to know? Totally, Vicky. Yeah, we're here for the long haul. Yeah, I got at least another 2 hours before I have to leave here. So we're good. We're good time-wise. Anything else Sandy needs to know? We got 2 more. So a clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea and an aha moment. So that maybe the opportunity coming to you is an idea. And with that Ace of Swords, that is a lot of times a clear idea of your path ahead, or a divinely inspired idea that you just can pluck right out of the ether and take advantage of. We also have the fairy of the green world. The natural world needs you. So again, just getting out in nature if that's a potential for you. Yeah, traveling possibly, or moving to a place where you can be closer to nature might be in the cards for you more long term. Yeah. Cool closing statement for you, Sandy. I hope that resonated, brought you some clarity, guidance. If it didn't bring you clarity, clarity's coming very soon, my dear. Very soon with that. Also with the High Priestess we had. Yeah, major clarity coming in. No more confusion with certain energies or do I do this, do I do that? No, you're going to know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, who to do it with. All the fun things. Yeah, you're so welcome, my dear. Always a pleasure to see you. Thanks again for your lovely donation. And let's double check here. Scarlett, I do believe, is next. Yes, Scarlett, you are next, and you have your question out already. So I'm going to go ahead and put these away, and then we'll get right into your reading. All right. So Scarlet, I said Scarlet feels like there's a semicolon in what I need to know. So is there anything else I need to know from that Korean grandpa that you saw as a spirit guide for me? Let's tune in. Yeah, the whole ancestor thing has been such a theme for so many people. And especially those that, have been kind of stepping away from spirit guides and all this and that. You don't even have to know much about your ancestors to tune into their energy, because their blood, their cells, it's all a part of you. So you tuning into your inner self really does help you tune into any ancestral, anything that affects you or them that you can help with. You don't have to even reach out to them specifically, but let's just see, tuning into that family line specifically with the Korean grandfather. What else does she need to know? I'm seeing there's some sort of healing in that family line, but what specifically? 7 of Swords. Okay, wow. So there might have been some sort of genocide with those people, or, just a segregation of those people in their own land by other types of people coming in to take over land. Could even have been some sort of to me, it feels like some sort of kingdom that's already ruling the land has locked down even more on the rules or the laws of the land, and land was possibly stolen or taken away, because this is lied to, cheated on, stolen from energy here. Someone was wearing a false mask in this family line where they thought that this person or this entity or, colonizer type energy was a friend, turned out actually to be a foe. So there's this element where you're coming into this life to heal in that family line, having something taken away, maybe even your own heritage. You not being able to really tune into the heritage on that side of the family because you didn't know those family members. That could even be something that was designed to be set up so that you could heal that family line, because you knew what it was like to have your literal heritage stolen from you, not just your lands and your ways, but your whole ethnicity was taken from you for at least part of your life, or at least the illusion of it being taken away from you by not having those close connections with that side of the family, or, the death of these people before you got to know them. I don't see anything else Scarlet needs to know about that Korean grandfather, that family line. Yeah. So there might even be more information coming forward, or ideas that are sparked, especially if you do any kind of writing or, creative work. You could put a lot of what you have experienced with your own, family lineage, even if you don't know all of the ins and outs and the exact details of what your family has gone through. There's an essence of it within you that you can tap into to create something beautiful from that pain, from that, being lied to, cheated on, stolen from. So there's something you're gaining as a result of being part of this family line that you can bring and help others, awaken to their own path or their own destiny. Let's just see anything else Scarlet needs to know about that. All right, so we also have sacred journey and pilgrimage. Defend what is dear to you. Yeah, and to me, this might even be eventually, someday, a trip to this area. And even if you don't know exactly where in the area that your ancestors are from, allowing your intuition to guide you, on a map. Just reading the different places on a map and just intuitively tuning in, or, learning more about the culture and really seeing what vibes with you, what doesn't, to kind of guide your path. Because you're the one, doing the work. You're pulling back that bow to then release the arrow. It feels like nothing's happening. And in fact, you're moving backwards. But as you pull that back, you can let go, release, and then boom, right to your target. So there's something you're still searching for, because this is a very Sagittarius energy here. And that is about pilgrimage in and of itself. And then you got the pilgrimage card as well. So double whammy of pilgrimage, of travel, far away. Even if you're not physically going there, you can tune in or set those intentions to go during your dream state. You want to tune into that part of the family during your dream state and get very profound downloads through your dreams. I've wanted to go to a small town that I don't even know the name of. I can just see it. Okay, so if you want more information, you can go into a meditation, or, set that intention before you go into your dream state to get more information. I've had very clear answers to a lot of things that I've had questions about just by setting the intention to get that download in my dreams. Could even just be epiphanies you're getting just in your waking hours. Because it's almost like daydream energy here with the Hermit on the back of this deck. It was just facing me here. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is about tuning into your younger years or your past life, past in this life, meaning ancestors. A lot of profound wisdom about your ancestry can come in just from your own daydreams and downloads. I'm working on requirements to work in Korea as an ESL teacher. Oh my goodness, this could be so much to unlocking. I have major chills. I think this is so profound for you, Scarlett, because look what's in her hair. It's like the DNA strands. Does that not look like DNA strands? And they've even got the little ladders in between. Do you see that? I hope you can see that. Yeah. This pilgrimage is going to help you tune in to claim what is yours, which is your ancestry. You're going to learn so much about your ancestry by being able to have that pilgrimage of possibly being the teacher over there and being able to really tune into the society and just, ooh, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's definitely going to be an inner pilgrimage, but also could involve that external travel of going physically there to be able to, teaching over there. That's awesome. Wow. I think I just want one more. What else? What else is this? What else does Scarlett need to know? But I think this is part of your destiny because to me, Sagittarius is such destiny energy. Yeah, 10 of Cups. Look at this. Happy families, blessings, and what else does it say? Well-being. So this is going to help you really tune in to your family, to really tune into that family line or those question marks you have about your family. I tell you what, my body is fighting me on it. Aw. Yeah, let's just get a message on that body fighting Scarlett on all of this. Oh, we got 2. Okay, so 6 of Cups. Yeah, this might have to do with past life. These, issues you're having in this life could have a root in your past life. So tuning in, maybe even doing some clearing for yourself or, Roots Restored Wellness. She's always a great go-to. She's been off a couple weeks, I think, though. And getting that help from literally putting your feet on the ground in Korea and just connecting to your roots by connecting your roots to the ground and making it a declaration that you're connecting to that to be able to close out those past life. Because I do see you've had multiple past lives in the area that you're going to be going. Even if you think, oh, I'm going to go to this place, but then everything happens and you're actually placed at a distance from the place you were hoping to go. Wherever it is you do end up was where you were meant to go all along because you're closing out past life cycles, past life that are probably contributing to this thyroid stuff that you have going on. Yeah, it's going to really help you step into a leadership role and even being able to call the shots for your own body to help your body be more natural and work in more homeostasis. You're calling the shots. You can totally do that there, but you can also tune in because, Earth is Earth. So you can tune in by, tuning into this place now to help heal your body by going outside where you're at right now and connecting to the network of Earth that stretches across the globe to where you want to be grounding. And then, of course, when you get there, you can do the same thing to connect to that local place. Can I do that spiritually, ground myself there? Yeah, absolutely. You can do it spiritually. You can do it physically, mentally. You can do it in all sorts of ways. I mean, your imagination is the limit. So anything you set intentions with and use your imagination to do, to create, to take action on, it can be a thing for you because you're setting intentions and you're using your abilities and your own magic and your healing to make whatever happen. And, quantum healing, you don't even need to be in specific areas to gain access to these portals of information. Yeah, I even had a lady at the grocery store come up and say, you have a great destiny in a far off land. She even knew I was a teacher. Wow. Wow. That's profound. That is amazing. Yeah. And that's your own inner self speaking to you through your external reality, using other people to remind you of who you are on a deeper, more spirit level. That's amazing. Yeah. you're meant to do this. And I think you're not only going to benefit, but you're going to benefit a lot of people by going over there and teaching and healing and helping these people grow. So that's amazing. All right. Thanks again, Scarlett, for your lovely donation. All right. Yeah, I hope you find all the answers you're seeking in your family lineage when you go over there. Even if you don't have like clear, concrete answers, just you tuning into your intuition, you're going to be very close to the truth by doing that. And yet I'm stuck in a loop about my relationship. Yeah, I mean, life has its ups, its downs, and its in-betweens, that's for sure. And to me, it does feel like a lot of times when one area of life gets out of balance, it kind of gets us our head in the game to really up-level ourselves in not just that area that's off balance, but all the other areas as well. So don't beat yourself up that things aren't going, 100% peachy in one area of life or another. Because as you work on yourself, it's just going to make you better and better in all areas. So, and it's just one step at a time, really. And sometimes it's one step forward, 2 steps back. Then it's 5 steps forward, 1 step back. And then it's 6 steps forward, 7 steps forward, but then, cycles. So then we got a couple steps back again, it all happens. So you're not dumb. You're not dumb at all. No way. All right. So I'm going to just double check. Yes, Vicky wanted to know something else. So we're going to tune in another 1 card read for Vicky. Let me just double check there wasn't anyone else after Sandy. No, Vicky is the last donation I have. So we're going to roll into Vicky's reading. Okay. Hi, Amanda. As you know, I will be staying at my current apartment until November this year. I'll be signing the contract very soon. During Mercury retrograde! May I please ask Spirit, will I be okay after my contract ends? I do think it's unlikely that I'll start a job in December because of the holiday season. I do have a good amount of savings, but I don't want to be jobless for too long. My boss is currently thinking about submitting other grant proposals, so that could always be an option to stay if they are successful. Thank you, as always. Okay, very interesting, because as I'm reading, I'm getting like downloads of information. So I heard February. So to me, it feels like probably before your contract is up, you will have something that starts in February that you already have in motion. But again, that kind of leaves December and January where you're kind of like, I don't want to go through all my savings. But I definitely see you being able to sign another contract that starts the next February. But if it is at the same place, to me, it feels like you could find some kind of busy work to keep you between December and January if you're kind of staying at the same place. But if that new contract didn't start till February, you might be kind of floating around doing kind of odd jobs here and there around where you're at. But let's just see for Vicky. I want to read your question exactly so I get it right. Yeah. So current apartment, she's staying till November and then signing her contract. She asked Spirit, will she be okay when that contract ends? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 7 of Cups. Yeah. And there's more than one option or opportunity. So if you don't want to still be here, you can find another place to be. That's the beauty here. And then 5 of Wands. To me, it feels like competitive, not in a bad way, but competitive. Like there might be multiple places that want you to sign on with them, not just where you're at, but other places want you to be on their team, to be, signing a contract with them. And you may be in competition in your own mind. Like, do I do this or do I do that? You might be a little bit confused because, we get confusion here a little bit, but also hope. This is a message of hope. Confused as to what would be your best bet or your best opportunity. But let's just see for Vicky, tuning in after November. Yeah, you're going to find something that feels very in alignment with where your next steps will be going or taking you. Could be at the same place, but also very well could be somewhere else. And I think it's too early to say it's all set in stone because nothing is set in stone with this particular question you're asking with all of this energy flowing in, flowing out, flowing sideways. There's a lot going on energetically that nothing is set in stone right now. But you will, as the time approaches and you get closer, you'll have a very balanced approach to your next whatever it is. Anything else Vicky needs to know about switching jobs? Okay, I want this one. Okay, yeah, 3 of Pentacles. Working together. So you're definitely going to be working in a team effort or a team, something with a team. I know they're reading music here, but to me, it's almost like they're pointing out the fine print on a contract. So you'll definitely be signing a contract, and you might even be working with 2 people that you'd already worked with before in the past. So if there are people that are going to stick around from contract to contract where you're currently at, that could be the case. But again, so many other opportunities are kind of becoming available for you here in the near future, Vicky, that as you get closer to this November date, you're going to know more information about moving forward and what direction you're going. All right, this one fell off the deck, and we have share your wisdom with others and shine your light. Absolutely. You have a lot of wisdom to share, a lot of beautiful vibes to share with people, and you are such an asset to any team environment. So I would say you just being ready and available to the universe to be wherever you're most needed, you're going to find or land the best opportunity for yourself. Whether that looks like finding another contract within kind of the system you're already in or another job altogether will still kind of remain to be seen. And I think it might even be both. Both things can happen, and then you have to be the deciding factor here. Let's just see what the deciding factor will be for Vicky. Deciding factor for Vicky in choosing a possible new contract at the same job or a totally different job. Deciding factor. The sun. So we got success, optimism, and openness. So whichever one lights you up and makes you the most happy, that's what you're choosing. Comes right down to you being able to pick and choose which one feels the most fulfilling and exciting. So you don't have to settle for crap. No. You got multiple things, and you're settling only on the thing that lights you up the most and makes you feel the most excited about going to work that day. So yeah, there's definitely going to be abundance of opportunities from which to choose. It's not just going to be, oh no, nothing's here and I'm just going to have to settle for something like it kind of was before. I think that's kind of what happened before until some opportunities kind of opened up for you. It's going to be different this time around, but I see you being able, maybe as of July, you kind of start putting feelers out there or just setting some major intentions, with your own inner self to get something drummed up for you that's going to be able to take place. And if you do start kind of taking action on it now or setting intentions that you're ready after November ends to then figure out your next big move, you might not even have to have any kind of lapse in your, your pay or your employment at all. You could just say, well, my contract's up at this next place in November. And then the next place that wants you will start you in November when your current contract is up. Mercury retrograde. And I would say there's no problem, no issue with you signing your contract during Mercury retrograde, Vicky, because it was already in motion. Okay. If this was something that just came out of left field, a week ago, and now you're signing on it, that could be a little iffy, but you've already kind of had this going for a while. So you're pretty much good to go. Not saying it'll go completely without a hitch, but it probably will. I'd say you're going to be fine. Yeah. You're so welcome, Vicky. I'm glad I could deliver some good news with that. I just feel like I want one more. I know my 1 card reads turn into 20 card reads, but you're here for it, right? Okay. Vicky, what else? Yes. Aloha Healing. Amara the Menhune. Oh, man. Menahune. I'm not probably saying that correctly, but you can read it and figure that out. Yeah. So there's some really good healing here. Very interesting stuff. So maybe even tuning into like tropical essences, things that come from the tropics, eating foods that come from the tropics, going on a trip to the tropics if that's at all possible, somewhere tropical. I don't know. I love like just such the green vibe of, to me, that's like my idea of tropical right there. It would be like the green vibe, the raininess of, certain areas of Ireland, which I've never been, but always have wanted to try it out. I don't know. It just feels so my vibe. I don't know. But to me, it's just about connecting with nature, wherever you're at on the world, just connecting to the natures, right? And that can really be healing and helping you find a more long-term solution to your, employment. And that one is upside down. I think the rest are right side up. Yeah. All right, you guys. I think that was my last donation. I will double check though, so I don't leave anyone hanging. You're so welcome, Vicky. Absolutely. All right. Get all those put back. Stagger. Someone asked me once why I don't just put the thing back. I kind of like put one back, one like that. But that way when I shuffle and the same 2 cards come out for someone again, they weren't just back to back. They were, dispersed within the deck, so you know it's true. All right. So yeah, double check here. Yeah, we're good. So I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your week. I will see you Friday. We're going to be diving into the eclipse energies, not just paying homage to the eclipse energies and bowing down to them, but finding ways to, rise above or transmute those, harvesting hooks of those eclipse energies. We're not here to just give our power away. We are here to claim our sovereignty and rise above any pitfalls or, promised problems of these eclipses. So yeah, we're taking our power back, and we will be experiencing that on Friday, May 5th, coming up here. So check it out. We're going to do a nice deep dive collective, just like we did for the solar eclipse. This one's going to be the lunar eclipse, taking place in Vedic, Libra, and Western Scorpio. To go back one. Yeah. So wherever you fall on the spectrum of what you resonate most with, that's where we can really focus that energy for you. But yeah, I'll hope to see you guys on Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed rest of your week until we meet again. Thanks again so much, you guys, for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And in the meantime, if you're looking for some pick a cards, I don't have a new one out on Harmony Portal Tarot this week yet. Been a busy week just catching up from not being online at all, or working the last half of last week. But soon I'll have a new one, and I'm posting some of the older Harmony Portal Tarot ones over on the Done Creative. But there's plenty to look for over on either of those platforms linked below. I even have the May reading out on both platforms, so pick and choose wherever you want to watch it. If you want to watch it, if you haven't already watched it, feel free to check out the May reading over there, and I will see you guys later. Bye!